Chapter 661. The two of them traveled in the water during the day and rested by the shore at night. After 5 days of traveling, they finally arrived at County 0. It was a very small county. Although it was a middle county, it was calculated based on the population, not the size of the place. No matter what, it was still a good place with a relatively high population density. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan walked side by side. The land here was good. They came from other counties, and they could see the local people composting the fields in preparation for the spring plowing. The others followed them from a distance after disguising themselves. From time to time they would ask the local people if they wanted to buy something. The 3 cars were filled with many daily necessities and simple medicines. The prices were very cheap. It was so cheap that it was only slightly higher than the cost of production. It was not even enough to cover the transportation costs. The most important thing was that there were many farming tools. The people who were not busy now gathered around to look or ask. During the contact, the people who followed Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan got a lot of information. Wuxing County was not big, but if they wanted to walk all the way from the outside to the county, it would take them more than half a day to get there. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan looked around as they walked, trying to find a means of transportation. When the people in the field saw the two of them, they gave them a few glances before continuing with their work. The children were more curious about what the two of them were wearing. They did not look like ordinary people's clothes, but they were also very old. If they were from a rich family and did not see any adults following them, could it be that they sneaked out? Or did something happen at home? Some children insisted that the 2 people they saw just now were the kind of people who suddenly had an accident at home and felt sad. Some children did not think so. When they saw 2 well-dressed children coming over, they wanted to get some benefits from them. They called out and gathered 6 children, who were about 12 or 13 years old. They surrounded Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan. "Hey, you two, where did you come from? Do you know where this is?" The bravest leader asked Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan, who were taller than him. There were so many of them, so there was nothing to be afraid of. Instead of helping out in the fields, you came out to cause trouble. Now that something has happened, your family will be sad. While the river is still open, find a few more people and use a fork to poke some toads. Later, someone in the county town will take them in. Not just the legs but the whole toad. Zhang Xiaobao looked at the 6 people and saw that the linen clothes they wore were not thick. The weather was not completely warm yet, so he gave an evaluation. They were not poor, but they were not rich either. Ordinary families, or slightly better off, always treated themselves as adults, but they did not help with the work. This meant that there were enough people in the family. The family head could handle everything. Thinking that there was already a toad coming out, it wouldn't be bad to collect some sauce and stew it, so he reminded the 6 of them. 3 of the 6 people's eyes lit up and prepared to poke the toads, but the other 3 did not intend to do so. The one who spoke just now pinched his waist and said angrily, "I'm asking you a question. You don't need to care about the toads. Tell me, did you commit a crime and come here? Do you have money on you? You want to rob? That's a big crime, and your family won't be able to protect you. Have you thought it through? There is money and it's right here. Do you want to rob it or use the toads to exchange for it? It's best to catch it with your hands and put it in a basket. 10 toads for 1 copper coin." Zhang Xiaobao frowned. He had a bad impression of the family of the child who spoke. If they were disciplined, how would they dare to rob others? When the 3 children who were tempted heard that 10 toads could be exchanged for 1 copper coin, they immediately chose to exchange. They did not care about the leader anymore. After saying that they would go and catch the toads, they ran to the river. One of the remaining 3 children was also tempted. He did not run to catch the toads, but he took a few steps back. His meaning was very clear. Only 2 children were left. They looked at Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan and hesitated for a while. In the end, they did not dare to make a move. The child who spoke just now said to Zhang Xiaobao, "1 copper coin for 10 toads is too little. 1 copper coin for 5 toads." 10 toads, Zhang Xiaobao replied. 6 toads. The child continued to raise the price. 10 toads. If you want to exchange, then exchange. We will only buy 100 toads. If we buy enough, then we won't buy any more, Zhang Xiaobao said again. Then you are not allowed to leave. I will go and catch them. The child compromised. He turned around and ran to catch the toads. He also asked another person to make a simple basket to put them in. Seeing that the children had left, Wang Wan sighed and asked Zhang Xiaobao, Xiaobao, is there a problem with the customs here? No, it has nothing to do with the customs. There are good and bad people everywhere. Let's wait. When they catch the toads, we will bring them to braise them and taste them. Zhang Xiaobao saw a big tree nearby. Under the tree there was a big stone that people often sat on. He said to Wang Wan while walking there, then you want to educate them. After you accept the job, you will find a way to find people to spread the news. Wang Wan followed him to the big stone. She blew the dust and sat on it. Zhang Xiaobao looked at the big tree behind him and shook his head. Don't spread the news first. Think of a way to improve the living standards of the local people first. Then we will carry out the basic construction and beautify Buxin County. That way, many people will consciously protect this living environment. Just like some villagers always like to spit. Not to mention the road in the village, they will also spit on the ground of their own home. Then they will rub their feet on the ground. Has nothing to do with quality. It is just a habit. But when they eat in a luxurious hotel, even if they have phlegm, they will not spit on the ground. This is the influence of the environment. I know this. But it has nothing to do with the children bullying outsiders, right? Wang Wan always felt that this kind of thing was a problem of family education. How can it have nothing to do with it? If the children bully outsiders, it means that the adults in the family do not value them. But when their life is better, they will cherish this life very much. They will pay attention to some behaviors that can make their lives worse. If you don't believe me, we can try it. At that time you can also spread the news. As Zhang Xiaobao spoke, he took out 11 copper coins from his inner pocket. He felt a lot more relaxed. The money was too heavy. The two of them only brought a total of 100 copper coins. The rest was silver. They didn't bring flying money. It might not be able to flow freely in this place. Just try it. Why did you take out an extra copper coin? Wang Wan glanced at the money and found that there was one more copper coin. Buy the basket. I will let them know now that there is a return on investment. Even if the truth is not true, I have to give them this idea and let them work hard to fight for it. Besides, the basket can be sold for money. Zhang Xiaobao placed the 11 copper coins into a circle and patiently waited for the 6 children to catch the toad. While waiting, another 3 children came. 2 of them were 10-year-old boys and 1 was 7 or 8-year-old girl. You guys go quickly. Xiaohei is bad. He always bullies people. If you are late, he will beat you. The girl kindly advised. Zhang Xiaobao glanced at Wang Wan as if to say, how is it? Are there any good ones? He took out a dagger from his leg and waved it in front of the 3 people. He said, don't be afraid. I have a knife. The 3 people were relieved. In their minds, this knife was very powerful and could kill people. Then you are not afraid. Did something happen to your family and you fled here? The girl asked again. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan shook their heads at the same time. Then what is going on? The girl looked like she wanted to ask clearly. My name is Zhang Xiaobao. She is Wang Wan. We are here to take office. That is, to be an official. In the county, she is the deputy county magistrate and I am the chief secretary. That is the 9th rank official. Zhang Xiaobao pointed at Wang Wan and then pointed at himself. The girl blinked her big eyes and shook her head in disbelief. You are lying. Official. How can a little girl be an official? My name is Luo Xiang. This is my eldest brother and second brother. My eldest brother is older than second brother by 1.5 years. But second brother is older. We are really here to take office as the chief secretary and deputy county magistrate. Now let me ask you, do you have any difficulties? Zhang Xiaobao and Wei Wei coughed and asked. Luo Xiong laughed even louder. She shrunk into her eldest brother's arms and said, "It is fun. Then my family needs you to help us." Deputy County Magistrate Wang, it is your turn. This is your problem. I do not care about this. Zhang Xiaobao moved aside and pushed Wang Wan to the front. Wang Wan was helpless. She thought to herself, Zhang Xiaobao likes children, but he can't play with children every time he sees one. How old is he? Seeing Luo Xiong'er's expectant face, he had to cooperate and asked, "Luo Xiong'er, what is your family's problem? Tell me quickly. I will help you." Deputy County Magistrate Wang, my family, my mother is really sick. My brother and I want to cut some grass to feed the pig at home. Tomorrow we will sell it in the county to buy medicine for my mother. But the grass has only grown a little. Luo Xiong'er thought it was fun at first. But when it came to the details, her eyes turned red and tears welled up in them. Zhang Xiaobao looked at the expressions of Luo Xiong'er's two brothers and knew that it was not a joke. He nodded to Wang Wan. Wang Wan immediately stopped playing and said to Luo Xiong'er, "Sister will help you. Take this and ask one of your brothers to go to Tongxiang. There are peddlers selling all kinds of things there. If you think you can use it, you can ask for it. There are also common medicinal herbs there." Wang Wan took out a piece of silk from her pocket when she was talking. There was a rusty rice seedling on it, and she handed it to Luo Xiong. Luo Xiong'er was sad when she saw the sister in front of her hand over something. She reached out and took it. She felt it and knew it was valuable. She hesitated and handed it back. She said, "Father and mother always say that we can't accept benefits for free. This beautiful sister, do you want to use this to exchange medicine for us?" "I can't." Wang Wan suddenly realized that the difference between Luo Xiong'er and the child just now was too big. One wanted to rob things, while the other did not want to accept things without doing anything. If she was an ordinary person, this would be called charity. But she was really an official. Although her rank was not high, the whole Baoxin County would be under her and Xiao Bao's management in the future. The new county magistrate was just a decoration. So she said, "Xiong'er, sister is really an official, a very high official. Do you know that secondary second rank? This big brother is of the third rank. Even the provincial governor of the Yuzhou prefecture has to greet him. Go take the things over and bring them back when the time comes. I still have something I need Xiong'er's help with. Let's help each other, okay?" "Okay." Is a second-rank official very high? Are you afraid of it? Xiong'er finally accepted the thing and asked her second brother to see if he could get it. If he could, her mother would have medicine to eat. She didn't have a specific concept of an official. She only knew that the village magistrate was very high and had to listen to him. If one was higher than the village magistrate, one would be a very high official. Wang Wan took out a small bag of beef jerky from her pocket, pulled Xiong'er to sit aside, and stuffed it into her hands. "I'll treat you to beef jerky. It's made of real beef. No one dares to interfere. Do you think I'm an official? Very high official?" Luo Xiong'er had always thought that her brother and sister were lying. But when she saw the beef jerky and tasted it, she found that it did not taste like pork or chicken. She had no choice but to believe it. She nodded and said, "Yes, a high official. No one cares about killing cows. I told sister that last year, a cow in the village broke its leg. It can't work anymore and can only be killed for meat. The village magistrate hid it from the Yamen runners and said that it died of illness. He even took a lot of money and cut off one of its legs and gave it to the Yamen runners. Sister's beef jerky, the Yamen runners don't dare to interfere, right? Then I'll eat it. If they interfere, I won't eat it. When the time comes, I'll give it to the Yamen runners, and they won't make things difficult for me." Wang Wan nodded and motioned for Luo Xiong to eat. Then she turned to look at Zhang Xiaobao and said, "It seems that we have a long way to go. As soon as we take office, we have to deal with the Yamen runners. We can't kill people casually like Lu Zhou, so we have to do it according to the law. It's easy to kill people. Let's not reveal our identities first and find a way to anger the Yamen runners. Then we can lure them to rob us with good things. When the time comes we can kill them. No one can say anything. Even if you kill them directly it will be fine. My godfather is Gao Lisher. It's good to have a good father. Zhang Xiaobao said to Wang Wan, and as he spoke he laughed. Go do your own thing. Don't always mention your father. Follow the procedures. Otherwise why do we need the law? Xiang'er is not afraid. I'm just joking with you. We won't kill people. Do you think I look like I can kill people? Wang Wan rolled her eyes at Zhang Xiaobao and comforted Luo Xiang'er, who shrank to the side in fear when she heard their words. Luo Xiang'er heaved a sigh of relief and replied with a smile. The beef jerky is delicious. I'm not the kind of person who will kill people. You look so beautiful when you smile. If you want my help, I'll definitely help. Even if I can't get the medicine back, I'll help. The innocent Xiang'er did not know that this cheap sister's smile had once frightened many warriors in Tubo. They even found reasons to prove it. Wang Wan hugged Luo Xiang'er, looked at the sky and said, I just want to know how Xiang'er's life is in the village. Is there anyone who gives lectures? Life is like that. My mother is sick, but we have food to eat and clothes to wear. No one gives lectures. Those who are capable don't come to our village. Even if they come, no one will let the children learn. We can't afford to pay. I heard from a passerby last time that there is a place where people don't need to give things to the headmaster. Luo Xiang'er seemed very helpless about the second question. At this time her brother also said, I heard that the place is called Sanshui County. It's very, very far away from here, but the children there have been taught to read since they were young. If only this place could be like that. They have a good official there. Yes, they will. In fact, it doesn't cost too much. It's the same for the children in Exin County. Zhang Xiaobao promised. Sister, can you read? Do you know how to write your own name? Xiang'er doesn't know how to write yet. Luo Xiang'er looked at Wang Wan expectantly. Wang Wan suddenly lamented that the people in this era had such low expectations. They treated writing their own name as an expectation. She nodded to Luo Xiang and said, Yes, sister can write Xiang'er's name. Come, sister will teach Xiang'er how to write. Wang Wan signaled to Zhang Xiaobao. Zhang Xiaobao went to find a dry branch and handed it to her. Wang Wan began to write Luo Xiang'er's name on the ground. While Luo Xiang'er was learning how to write her own name, the 6 people who went to catch the toads came back. They put the toads in a basket and 2 people carried them to Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan. The child who wanted to rob the toads at first stared at the money Zhang Xiaobao put on the stone. Here are 10 tens. There are 2 tens. Should be 12 coins. The child said to Zhang Xiaobao. I only want to buy 100. I don't want the rest. Pick them out. I will pay 1 coin for each basket. Zhang Xiaobao was very determined. We have caught all of them. I don't care. I will only take 100. Fu Haizi, don't bully people. Luo Xiang'er's big brother stood up and said. Luo Fan, don't think that I am afraid of you just because you can beat me. I have more people today. Fu Haizi saw that someone was helping, so he refused to back down. Then let's try. Come at me together. But today we have agreed that you will come at me together. Don't blame me for being ruthless when the time comes. Luo Fan narrowed his eyes and looked at the 6 people. None of them dared to look at him directly. 2 of them were so scared that they took a step back. When Zhang Xiaobao saw this situation, he felt that it was very interesting. It seemed that Luo Xiang'er's big brother was also very strong. From this, he could see that they had fought before. In the end, the other party was at a disadvantage. It was similar to Cuckoo's style. Fu Haizi didn't seem to want to give up just like that. He said, Luo Fan, you are helping outsiders? I am not helping outsiders. They are not outsiders. I am teaching my little sister how to write names. If anyone dares to cause trouble today, they will be going against me, Luo Fan. Luo Fan was also someone who clearly distinguished between kindness and hatred. Just now when he came, he only asked his little sister to persuade them to leave. He didn't intend to help them. But now it was different. Although he didn't know if his little brother would be able to exchange for something, but his little sister learning how to write names was not a problem. Fu Haizi lowered his head and saw that Luo Xiong'er was working hard to write. He couldn't say anything and could only keep his anger in his heart. He said to Zhang Xiaobao, "For Luo Fan's sake, I will give you 20 toads. Teach Xiang well. Give me the money." Zhang Xiaobao took out 2 copper coins. "For Xiong'er's sake, I will also accept the 20 toads this time. If you catch more toads, remember to send them to the county's yamen. Someone will give you the money." Zhang Xiaobao felt that this was very interesting. Why is he acting like a gangster? He looked at the toads and felt that they were indeed not bad. But when he said this, Fu Haizi didn't dare to take the money. He stared at Zhang Xiaobao and asked in a low voice, "Does your family have a job in the yamen?" Zhang Xiaobao could only admit, "Then if I accept your money, will your family find trouble with my family?" Fu Haizi didn't seem to be a fool. "No, I will find trouble with whoever finds trouble with you. This is a fair trade. Has nothing to do with other things." Zhang Xiaobao was even more certain that the yamen here was bullying the common people. Fu Haizi let out a sigh of relief. He took the money and said, "Actually, no one is willing to spend 1 copper coin to buy 10 toads. There isn't much meat. 2 legs aren't even enough to eat. We have already agreed on the money. You can't let your family find trouble with my family." I definitely won't. If there are more toads in the future, I will send them to the yamen," Zhang Xiaobao promised. At the same time, he wondered if he should let people raise toads in the area. Who said that eating toads meant eating legs? That was because they didn't know how to eat toads, but they knew how to eat mouth to mouth. Fu Haizi happily took the money and went to spend it with the other 5 people. No one knew what they would buy. As soon as he left, Luo Xiong'er's second brother came back with a pile of things in his arms. He was also holding Wang Wan's handkerchief in his hand. His eyes were straight, as if his soul had left his body. Luo Xiong'er finally remembered how to write her name. She looked up and saw her second brother come back with a lot of things. She quickly asked, "Second brother, did you change all of these? I know how to write my name now." Luo Xiong'er's second brother nodded blankly. He gently put down the things and carefully handed the handkerchief to Wang Wan. He exhaled and looked at Wang Wan in disbelief. He asked, "Is it really an official?" When the seller saw this handkerchief, he asked me about my family. After I told him, he gave me a lot of things including medicine. He didn't take the handkerchief and asked me to return it. "Really? Let me see what you have." A kitchen knife, a new porcelain bowl, a roll of cloth, a small mirror, scissors, and the medicine my mother needs to take. "Did you really give it to her?" "Second brother, I'm an official and I know how to write." Luo Xiong'er looked at the things one by one. The more she looked, the happier she became. She said to her second brother, sat back beside Wang Wan, and said to Wang Wan, "Sister, ask me again. I'll tell you what you ask. I'll help you in the future." "No, you've just finished asking. I've helped you a lot." Wang Wan put away the handkerchief that represented her identity and said to Luo Xiong'er with a smile. Luo Xiong'er nodded, looking very embarrassed. She always felt that she had contributed less and received more. She could return the other things, but she really wanted to keep the medicine. Suddenly, she thought of something and asked, "Sister, is that handkerchief your identity as an official? Isn't that bullying the seller? They're all my family members and my goods. Otherwise, why would they give it to you? Since you're here to take office, you can't bring no one with you. You'll be bullied." Wang Wan was afraid that Luo Xiong'er would misunderstand that she was the same as the previous bailiffs. It was a matter of image, so she had to explain clearly. Luo Xiong'er nodded and said, "No wonder you're not afraid of Little Black. Turns out that you brought a lot of people. If you're really an official, then you have to control the bailiffs in the future and not let them bully people." "Yes, I'll definitely control them. I'll punish any bailiffs that don't listen to me," Wang Wan said solemnly. After asking all the questions, Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan continued to walk forward. They asked Luo Xiong'er to help them hand the toad to the people behind them. They also promised that they would catch the toad and send it to the county government office. The two walked forward for a full 2 hours. At noon, there was not even a snack stall on the side of the road. They also didn't see any hawkers. Just as they were about to wait for the people behind them and leave after lunch, a donkey cart came from the road behind them. The cart was empty. The person driving the cart had a strong body, but there were many wrinkles on his face. He looked like he had been through a lot of hardships. Zhang Xiaobao waved his hand and stopped the cart. He said to the person driving the cart, "Uncle, can you give us a ride? We're too tired from walking." The person driving the cart looked at his donkey with pity, but he still agreed. "Come on up. You're just 2 children. It's not that heavy." Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan quickly jumped on the cart. They sat on the left and right sides of the person driving the cart. Swinging their legs, it was indeed easier than walking by themselves. "Uncle, what did your cart transport?" Zhang Xiaobao looked at the traces of firewood, but he still tried to find a topic to ask the person driving the cart. "We sold a cart of firewood and earned 5 copper coins. When we go back, we can buy 2 tails of meat and make dumplings. Are you two here to visit relatives?" The person driving the cart didn't use the whip. The donkey walked forward by itself. It seemed to be very obedient. It replied to Zhang Xiaobao and asked again. "Yes, I'm Zhang Xiaobao. She's Wang Wan. We're the new county registrar and deputy magistrate of Baoxin County. Sorry to trouble you, uncle." Zhang Xiaobao didn't want to lie. Since the other party asked, he would just tell them the truth. The person driving the cart also didn't believe Zhang Xiaobao's words. He thought that Zhang Xiaobao was deliberately hiding his identity. He laughed and didn't ask any more questions. He leisurely drove his cart. After the sun moved a little, the person driving the cart opened a bag beside him and took out a steamed bun. He also took out a water bag and ate it. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan were still hungry. Of the two of them, only Wang Wan had brought some snacks. Although it wasn't a big deal to go hungry, it was still uncomfortable. Zhang Xiaobao swallowed his saliva and said, "Uncle, can you sell me 2 steamed buns? 2 steamed buns are enough. I see that there are still a few left. You can eat them. Then take them. You don't have to pay. It's not easy for a child to be hungry." The person driving the cart was kind. He gave Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan 2 steamed buns each. These steamed buns were not made of white flour, nor were they as simple as millet. They were mixed with millet and sorghum husks and then steamed. When they were eaten, it was as if they were cut by a knife. It was hard to swallow. Zhang Xiaobao took a bite and nodded to Wang Wan, who looked over. Wang Wan took out the beef jerky and said to the person driving the cart, "Uncle, there is some jerky here. It's salty. It's just right to eat." The person driving the cart couldn't eat it. He took a bite and slowly chewed it. He said, "Good stuff. It's actually beef jerky. Seems that your family is good. Is it good to eat?" "Good, very good. It's better than delicacies. At least I know what's going on here." Zhang Xiaobao took a small bite of the steamed bun and chewed hard as he replied. It wasn't that he didn't want to eat a big bite, but he was worried that he would choke. Small bites could be moistened with saliva. The food was bad, but he could still eat it. Wang Wan was the same. As long as it was something that could supplement the body's nutrition, she could eat it. She could gnaw on grass roots and tree barks, let alone steamed buns. The person driving the cart didn't know that one of the two had received special training and the other had fought with his life. He looked at the 2 children who could eat and looked at their clothes. He couldn't believe it. Usually, people with a little money wouldn't eat this. How could these 2 children who should be born in a good family eat it? They didn't even frown. He asked again, "Is it really delicious?" "It's not delicious. How can it be better than meat buns? This is better than starving. Besides, Uncle is also eating. You'll get used to it. Zhang Xiaobao didn't insist that it was delicious. He ate 2 more mouthfuls and said to the person driving the cart, "Uncle, you can't eat it like this. It's harmful. The sorghum shell has to be ground. It will take some time. Then you can soak it in rice soup and wait for it to ferment. When the time comes, you can put it in other noodles. Even if you eat it directly, it won't hurt your mouth." Zhang Xiaobao gave an idea. Since they couldn't change it now, they should try their best to help the local people. Wang Wan also nodded. After fermenting, the taste was different. At the same time, it was soft. There was a different feeling in the mouth. Some people just ate too much good food and insisted on eating this thing. They said that it was coarse grain. Bah, it was clearly a full man who didn't know the hunger of a hungry man. The person driving the cart turned his head and looked at Zhang Xiaobao. "Really? Then you have to try it when you go back. To be honest, I don't like to eat this thing, but I have this at home. If it's really delicious, then I'll have to thank you." While speaking, the person driving the cart took out 2 copper coins and held it in his hand. When Zhang Xiaobao thought that the person driving the cart was going to reward him, he suddenly saw 2 horses in front of them with 2 people sitting on them. After taking a closer look, he knew who they were. They were Yamen runners. Needless to say, they were the Yamen runners of Baoxin County. As the 2 carriages approached each other, the person in front stopped, dismounted, and waited. The coachman drove the carriage over. When they were about 10 steps away, he stopped the carriage and took out the 2 copper coins he had just fished out. He walked over to the 2 bailiffs and handed them over, saying, "Here's the money. Today's firewood was not good. I only sold it for 5 copper coins. This is 2 copper coins. Please." With a paw sound, one of the 2 Yamen runners raised his hand and slapped the old man. "Who are you kidding? It's getting less and less every day. Yesterday it was 3 copper coins, today it's 2 copper coins. In a few more days, will I have to give you money? I really only sold it for 5 copper coins. If it's more, then you can't give less." The person driving the cart didn't dare to dodge and endured the slap. He still had to be careful and talk to the old man. 3 copper coins. You can still leave 2 copper coins otherwise. The other Yamen runner didn't want to talk nonsense and raised his whip. Ouch! Before the whip fell, an arrow pierced his leg. Although the arrow was short, it went deep into his flesh. The Yamen runner immediately screamed and fell to the ground. The whip was also thrown away. Both of his hands pressed on the spot where he was shot and kept crying. The other Yamen runner was still puzzled. Why did his brother fall? He looked around and found that other than the person driving the cart and selling firewood, there were only 2 children. They didn't have bows and crossbows in their hands. They just smiled and looked over. After listening for a while, Wang Wan was annoyed and said to the Yamen runner, "If you cry again, I'll shoot your throat. Consider it as helping the people get rid of evil." "So it's you 2 children. Do you know who we are?" The Yamen runner, who was fine now, knew that it was the 2 children who had plotted against his brother. He threatened Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan. "Hit him." Wang Wan couldn't hold her breath and shouted. She supported herself with her hands and stood on the cart. Zhang Xiaobao also stood up. Wang Wan rushed forward and stepped on the donkey. She jumped up and kicked the Yamen runner's head. When Zhang Xiaobao saw that Wang Wan was going to attack the road, he could only choose to cooperate. He ran down and kicked the Yamen runner's legs. Suddenly, he stretched out his fist and hit the Yamen runner between his legs. In the end, the Yamen runner fell to the ground while clutching his crotch. Wang Wan's whip kick missed the Yamen runner. She exerted strength in her waist and flipped in the air, landing on Zhang Xiaobao's shoulder. This was a move that the 2 of them had researched out of boredom. It was called the tiger and crane double form. They saw it in a very old movie. It was very useful. One attacked the top while the other attacked the bottom. Seeing that the Yamen runner had fallen, Wang Wan was still angry. She jumped down and kicked the Yamen runner a few more times. The Yamen runner rolled to the side with all his strength. "How dare you exploit the people? How dare you hit people at will? How dare you talk to me like that? How dare you fall down early? How dare you? Xiaobao, you do it again. Wang Wan said as she kicked. When she ran out of words, she signaled Zhang Xiaobao to continue. Zhang Xiaobao didn't stand on ceremony. He rushed up and kicked as well. How dare you exploit the people? How dare you hit people at will? How dare you talk to Cuckoo like that? How dare you fall down early? You can't. This is the yamen runner of the county. You can't do that. The driver was stunned for a while before he reacted. He stopped Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan. The driver was also puzzled by what had just happened. How could the two children be so powerful? They were the ones who shot the arrow and knocked down the yamen runner. This was an adult and he was finished in one move. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan kicked a few more times before they stopped. They gasped and said, "I'm so angry. I don't believe that I can't deal with the two of you." The last yamen runner to fall to the ground had been beaten until he couldn't speak. The main reason was that Wang Wan kicked him again. The yamen runner who fell first was very worried. He was afraid that the two children would find him again, so he moved back and threatened them. "We are the yamen runners of the county. You are finished. Tell me, who are you? Otherwise, the army will come and take your family's lives." It would have been better if he didn't say anything. Once he said that, Zhang Xiaobao raised his hand and shot another arrow. It flew to the other leg of the yamen runner and said, "I am the new registrar official. Have you heard?" Registrar official. The new one. It hurts. The new registrar official is a child. Zhang Xiaobao. She is Cuckoo, devil Cuckoo. Spare me, I won't dare to do it again. Don't kill me. I have a mother and 3-month-old child waiting for me. Shut up. Wang Wan didn't want to hear him and stared at him. The yamen runner shut his mouth. This time he didn't feel the pain of being shot. He was only worried that he would be killed. The other yamen runner coughed twice and didn't move. His eyes were looking at Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan. They knew very well who the three new people were. A county magistrate, a registrar official, and a deputy county magistrate. The county magistrate wasn't much, but the deputy county magistrate was said to be a devil who had killed countless people in Tubo. He was a person who killed people without blinking an eye. They sighed in their hearts. Why did they have to come out? Now they had met a powerful person. Not to mention beating them up, even if they were killed, nothing would happen to them. The two bailiffs were completely obedient. The coachman was puzzled. What devil? What cuckoo? Could it be that these two children were so frightening? If it wasn't for the reaction of the two yamen runners, the coachman would have thought that someone was joking with him. But the blood on the legs and body explained everything. Everything he saw was real. These two children weren't ordinary people. Child, quickly get them into the carriage. If they continue to stay here, one of them will bleed to death. The coachman persuaded Zhang Xiaobao. He can't die. If you don't believe me, you can ask him. That yamen runner, can you die? Do you need me and Cuckoo to help you? Zhang Xiaobao knew that the arrow in his sleeve this time didn't bleed much. It was just painful. If he wasn't careful, there would be some sequelae. But if he was going to die, he would have to be left alone for a few days. Chapter 662. After the yamen runner finished speaking, the other yamen runner endured the pain and nodded in agreement. It's more important for the two of you to take office. I can go back by myself later. When I get back, I will apologize to the two of you. They were indeed afraid. If it were someone else, they would find some excuse, such as, "You haven't taken office yet, you can't hit me like this, it's wrong," etc. But facing Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan, especially Cuckoo, the two of them didn't dare to say such things. They could easily lose their lives on the road. Zhang Xiaobao smiled at the two of them and said to the driver, "Uncle, let's go. Look, they're really fine. We'll go back to the county in a while. When we get there, Uncle, don't be in a hurry to leave. Tell us how much money they took from you. Cuckoo and I will help you." The driver nodded and sat back on the carriage. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan also got on the carriage and patted the donkeys, but the donkey brayed and continued to move forward. As for the two yamen runners, they didn't care about them. After walking for an hour, the three of them didn't speak. Finally the driver asked, "Kids, are you really here to take office? Could it be that you're all small?" "Yes, we're here to take office. We're not young, we're old. Cuckoo and I are only 10 years old. We have nothing to do and we can't find anything fun at home, so we came here to be officials. Uncle, don't worry. We're here because we don't want you to suffer any more grievances." Zhang Xiaobao didn't want to say such things because many people would think it was fake after hearing it. But he couldn't say it, so he had to bear with it and say it. What he meant by many people was actually when he and Wang Wan were young. Everyone was too smart. There was no one who didn't know how to write their own name. They could see the essence of things. But the driver didn't know that. It was the first time he heard such words from an official. He was moved. He looked left and right and nodded. "You're all good kids. Unfortunately, things here are not as simple as you think. It's difficult. Old uncle, don't be discouraged. No matter how difficult it is here, can it be as difficult as us becoming an official at the age of 10? This kind of position isn't something that just anyone can take up. Do you understand what I'm saying?" Zhang Xiaobao also tried to reassure the coachman. The driver was stunned for a moment and immediately admitted, Yes, I was confused. A 10-year-old child can be an official. How big of a backer does he have?" "Uncle, Cuckoo and I are officials personally appointed by the current emperor, so you don't have to worry." Zhang Xiaobao tried his best to show his identity in order to reassure the old man. "Yes, His Majesty personally appointed you. Then your two families must be extraordinary. I wonder." The driver was indeed relieved. This was an ability. How could it be possible without a backer? But he really didn't know that the two kids were from the Shui family. Wang Wan saw that Zhang Xiaobao wasn't willing to continue explaining, so she could only say, "Uncle, I am from Sanshui County's Wang family. Xiaobao is from the Zhang family. Between the clouds and the water in Sanshui County. Have you heard of it? Between the clouds and the water. Between the clouds and the water in the middle of the mountain by the side. Heard of it? How could I not have heard of it? Oh, you two are the kids from Sanshui County's Zhang family and Wang family, right? Good, my God, I've finally opened my eyes. I've been waiting for this day." The coachman immediately reacted. He felt that his reaction was not slow. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan, on the other hand, could not say anything else. After knowing who the two kids were, the driver used all his strength to whip the donkey to move faster. He wanted to send the two kids to the local government as soon as possible. As long as the two kids took over, the lives of the people in the county would be better. Who didn't know that the Zhang family and Wang family of Sanshui County were from Zhuangzi? Who didn't know that wherever they went, the lives of the people would immediately become better? Who would have thought that the two families would actually send the two kids over? In the future, there would be no need to worry about the people in the county. The driver was in a good mood. Perhaps it noticed that the driver was in a good mood. So the donkey pulling the cart also worked very hard and rushed forward with all its might. The driver sighed with emotion for a while before he came back to his senses. He looked at Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan again, rubbed his eyes and said, "I got the right person today. I got the right person today. I got the two little ancestors here. Kids, I heard from the storyteller that the two of you went to Tubo and killed many people. The little girl even laughed when she killed people. Is that true? If you think it's true, then it's true. If you think it's false, then it's false. Now I'm the county's chief secretary and Cuckoo's deputy county magistrate. What happened in the past is in the past." Zhang Xiaobao also didn't expect that his family's reputation had spread here. This was good. In the future, when he did things, he didn't have to worry about the people not cooperating. The people were the kindest. As long as you didn't deliberately harm them, they would support you. The requirements were also very low. If they could eat enough, wear warm clothes, and have a house to live in, very few people would make trouble. However, most of the time the officials couldn't even guarantee this. Their families had everything and countless money. As a result, when the people rebelled, they had to push the blame to the people, as if the people were equal to unruly people. When Zhang Xiaobao decided to make the local people's lives better as soon as possible, the driver twisted the whip hard and said, "It's true, it must be true. Look at the two Yamen runners just now. The little girl Cuckoo really killed countless people. Good, it's good that she laughed and killed. I don't care how many people died in other places. As long as the people from the Zhang family and Wang family come here to be officials, it's good. No wonder you weren't worried. So that's why. Who dares to touch your two families in the county? What's more, it was the Yamen runners who started it first." The driver often traveled outside and knew a lot of things. He might not remember who Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan were, but when it came to San Shui and Zhang Wang family between the clouds and the water, how could he not understand what it meant? Since the two children were sent here, the family would naturally protect them. What's more, they were very powerful children. That's right. If they weren't powerful, they wouldn't have been able to defeat the Yamen runners. People who had fought in wars were indeed different. They were powerful and capable. Especially when the girl was flying in the sky and the boy was on the ground sneakily attacking. It was a good strategy. When the girl landed, she was also beautiful. She stepped on the boy's shoulder. The more he thought about it, the more beautiful it was. When Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan saw the old driver like this, they could only chat with him and ask about the local situation, their family's living problems, and if there were any difficulties. The driver was so moved that he didn't know what to do. He never thought that Zhang Xiaobao and Wang family could come to the county. What was more unexpected was that the two children, who were obviously noble and capable, were so polite and respectful when talking to him. While the three of them were walking and chatting in the donkey cart, the two Yamen runners who fell on the ground had almost recovered. They were waiting for the person who was kicked in the important part to recover so that they could bring the person who was shot back. "Big brother, quickly think of something. We're finished. In the past, we took a lot of benefits from others and even beat people. Now that the ruthless people are here, it must be that the previous county magistrate went too far. The imperial court sent the two of them here. What should we do? Do we go back and plead guilty? Why don't we run?" The person who was shot by the arrow covered his leg. After being in pain for so long, it was numb now. Fortunately, there wasn't much bleeding, otherwise, he would have died on the spot. He was worried that after his matter was known, he would be punished and wanted to run. The two of them helped him onto the horse and sighed. "Go back. We've admitted all the crimes. We can't be beheaded. We can't run away. Where can we run to?" "Brother, you know what kind of person Cuckoo is. The news said that she killed so many people in Tubo for the sake of the people who were washed to death by the Wang River in Suzhou. Run. As long as we're in the Tang Empire, we can't run. Run outside. Take a ship out to sea. How many ships do Zhang Xiaobao and Wang family have? If we go to Tubo and Tujue, Tubo will be defeated. If Cuckoo asks them to hand over the people, do you think they will? The Tujue is also finished. Listen to your big brother and go back." The Yamen runner knew a lot. After analyzing, he found that they had offended Cuckoo and had nowhere to run. Cuckoo was a little girl who could do anything. If they really ran to other places and she couldn't find them, she could easily take out tens of thousands of strings of money to buy their lives. Yes, she could definitely do it. After all, her family was rich and she was that kind of person. After the other Yamen runner heard this, he trembled and sighed sadly. He looked up at the sky and muttered, "God, why are these two killing gods sent to be officials? One is the deputy county magistrate and the other is the chief registrar. Although their ranks are low, are they the same? With the two of them, the county magistrate's words are useless. Except for making trouble and making trouble, they can't do anything else." The more the Yamen runner thought about it, the more sullen he felt. He also knew that when Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan came, the situation in the county would change. No one could stop them. He was capable and his family was also capable. Everyone was an official. Whoever went against them would be courting death. But he was not reconciled. He thought for a while and said, "Big brother, the new county magistrate hasn't arrived yet. Do you think that if we deceive the new county magistrate to go against them and help them, will our crime be lighter? Will they be more lenient?" The other yamen runner paused, nodded and shook his head. "Don't think about it. If the new county magistrate cooperates with them, we should admit our guilt. If he doesn't cooperate, then we will have a chance. But we can't deliberately do bad things when the new county magistrate cooperates. There is no such thing as an impenetrable wall in the world. Once Cuckoo knows about it, how do you think she will kill us? Don't think about the law. She doesn't care about it. She just wants to achieve her goal. In fact, the new county magistrate may not have an easy time. The county magistrate is a lower rank of level 7. For Xiaobao and Cuckoo, it is useless. When he comes, he will either obey or be punished. I'm not wrong. Yes, Big Brother is right. Hurry up and go. Hurt so much. Hey, what is this team doing? The new businessman selling goods. Listen, a kitchen knife costs 17 coins. Are you kidding me? How can there be such a cheap kitchen knife? The man who was injured by the arrow said and suddenly saw the seller. Chapter 663. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan got on the donkey again. Their speed was much faster. The donkey was very strong. It pulled the three of them and ran forward. The carriage was jolted so much that it almost fell apart. Because it was not an important place and it was not prosperous, there was no river nearby. The road here was only wide enough for 2 carriages to pass. Sometimes only 1 carriage could pass. The road was full of potholes. It was obvious that someone had repaired the road, but it was not repaired well. Wang Wan was in charge of the government. The deputy county magistrate worked with the county magistrate. When he saw the road was not good, he asked the driver, "Uncle, should this road be repaired? When we reach the place, I will discuss with the local merchants and get some from each family." "Kukua, no, Deputy County Magistrate Wang, I said something wrong again. There is no need to rush to repair the road. If life is good, we need a wider and smoother road. Everyone can repair it themselves. But life is not good. Who wants to repair the road?" The driver had confirmed that the 2 children were here to be officials, so he had to change the way he addressed them. But when he talked to the 2 children, he was not as scared as when he met officials. He dared to say what he thought. "Uncle, you don't have to call me Deputy County Magistrate. Just call me Cuckoo. Whether an official is good or not, the people will remember it in their hearts." "Uncle, you are right. When life is good, the road will be repaired. Cuckoo has learned a lot." Wang Wan wanted to be a good official and realize the value of life. She did not care about the title. She still remembered that when she was investigating an official, she passed by a small county to rest. The people in the county called the county magistrate Old Turtle. He always made a habitual action of shrinking his neck. He even raised turtles in the local area so that the people could live a good life. Although it sounded like an insult, County Magistrate Old Turtle always agreed to it. However, if someone wanted to cause trouble for Old Turtle, they would be surrounded by the entire county. To the county secretary and the commoners, they would call him secretary. However, since he had the power and authority, no one would listen to him. Wang Wan wanted to be an official who was remembered by the people. "Yes, don't call me Deputy County Magistrate. Deputy County Magistrate is not as good as County Magistrate. You can call me Deputy County Magistrate when you become County Magistrate. Cuckoo, the land here is not bad. It's just that there is no big river passing through here. There is only a small river. When it comes to water, there is not enough water." The driver misunderstood and thought that Wang Wan didn't want to be called by others because of her low rank. He didn't know that Wang Wan had a second-grade official who promised not to call her deputy county magistrate and mentioned the water shortage. "Xiao Bao!" Wang Wan called out after hearing the driver's words. When Zhang Xiaobao was thinking about what kind of resistance and difficulties he would encounter if he popularized the new bookkeeping method among the local merchants, he was woken up. I am the Registrar General. You don't need to look for me for the well digging. Let the merchants pay for the well for the farmers. Whoever pays, their name will be engraved on the well. There will be a list of good deeds at the entrance of the yamen. Whoever is on the list will be given a silk banner as a sign of recognition. This is not against the law, right? Zhang Xiaobao said that he didn't care, but he told her the method. If it is against the law, at least you will be impeached for colluding with the yamen for personal gain. There will be people coming down to investigate. Also, as the Registrar General, you have the power to submit a memorial to the yamen. It's a good idea to divert the water from the river. The project is too big and the initial investment is too much. Let's build a well. What do you think? Wang Wan knew that this kind of small thing was not difficult for Zhang Xiaobao. The merchants would be very willing to do it. Building a well would not cost much. The driver had lived for so long, but it was the first time he heard an official discuss government affairs. He sighed in his heart. How nimble. He had just suggested it and there was already a solution. It sounded good, but he wasn't sure if any merchants would be willing to pay. When he saw Wang Wan ask, he said, "Are the rich people willing to pay?" "Course. Not to mention giving them back their reputation, even if we don't give them anything and just ask them to pay. Even if I don't want to use my family's name, between the clouds and the water is there for all to see." Wang Wan was very sure about this. This was the benefit of reputation. She was considered a public figure. Of course, when she received benefits, she also had to maintain her image. The driver thought for a while and said, "There really can be many wells. Cuckoo and Xiao Bao are the great benefactors of Baoxin County. We will offer you eternal sacrifice." "Don't. It's all because His Majesty is wholeheartedly serving the people. As officials we should do the same." Wang Wan quickly stopped him. In the evening, the donkey cart arrived at the county town. The county town of Baoxin County didn't have a tall city wall, only a 2-foot-high gate. The wind and rain had made the top of the wall round. There was also a new growth of grass, making the withered yellow with a hint of green. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan didn't want to hand over their positions today, but they were too tired. They had to check the warehouse and look at the previous accounts and documents. Even if they went to the yamen, they wouldn't be able to complete the handover today. Wang Wan said to the driver, "Uncle, Xiao Bao and I will find an inn to stay first. You can go home. I won't give you the money for the carriage today. Thank you for giving us a ride today. When we settle down, I will invite you to be a guest." "Why should I give you money? I asked for it in my previous life. We need to go to an inn. Follow this road straight ahead. After walking for about 400 steps, there is a Feng Wu pavilion on the left. It's clean and they always send you firewood. I heard that the food there is not bad. Oh, it can't compare to the food between the clouds and the water. You can just put up with it." The driver was very happy. Now he had something to say to his family. He pointed to the front and told Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan. Seeing the two of them looking left and right as they walked, he stroked the donkey and narrowed his eyes. He murmured, "Good days are coming." He waved the whip and turned to leave the city. His family didn't live in the city, so they still had to walk for more than half an hour before they reached home. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan actually knew that the uncle's family didn't live in the city. They didn't know how to get firewood in the city, but they didn't say anything. They were grateful for the uncle's special gift. Hand in hand they walked along the road, looking at the shops on both sides of the road. They also looked at the faces of the people passing by. Finally they stopped in front of the Feng Wu pavilion. Just as the driver said, this place was very clean. After winter it should have been painted again. It was a 2-story wooden building with red pillars. There was a road leading to the back, which was used to store carriages. There was also a courtyard for people to live in. The shop assistant standing at the entrance had long seen the 2 handsome children coming over. He was sizing them up when he saw the two children standing in front of the shop. He quickly came over and asked with a smile, "Young master, young lady, are you here to eat? And we also need to stay in the inn. We need to find a good courtyard and stay for a long time. Do you accept money?" When dealing with people outside, Zhang Xiaobao was usually the one in charge, while Wang Wan would silently support him from behind. Therefore, it was up to him to do the talking, and he even took out a lump of silver and held it in his hand. He was afraid that the shop assistant would think that the two of them didn't have enough money, which would be troublesome. The shop assistant immediately responded, "Please follow me. There is an upper courtyard that is currently empty. You can stay for as long as you want. We accept money. Even if it's gold, we will exchange it for the two of you." Zhang Xiaobao took out a few copper coins and gave them to the shop assistant. After the shop assistant thanked him, they followed him inside. They passed through the front hall, went around 2 pillars and went out through another door. Then they saw the courtyard. Only then did they see that behind the courtyard, there was a small 2-story building. It was probably the best upper courtyard. The shop assistant led the way. As they walked, he asked what taboo to eat and what they liked so that he wouldn't make any mistakes when serving them. Zhang Xiaobao casually replied that he ate everything without any taboo. He liked a lot of things and could cook anything. He was very easy to talk to. If not, what else could he do? If he really wanted to tell the truth, he couldn't do it in ordinary places, unless he encountered a restaurant like Between the Clouds and the Water. When they arrived at the upper courtyard, Zhang Xiaobao was quite satisfied. In the middle of the courtyard, there was a big locust tree that hadn't bloomed yet. There was a swing hanging on one of the branches. 10 steps to the east of the tree was a small pond, reflecting the red of the setting sun. When the breeze blew, it gently rippled. There was also a flower bed in the middle of the courtyard. Others had taken care of it, so there were no traces of flowers or leaves. The wet soil was probably just turned over not long ago. The main road was paved with yellow sand. This kind of courtyard was not bad. Zhang Xiaobao felt that the consumption he gave just now was too little. He took out more than 10 copper coins and handed it to the shop assistant. He asked, "Can you exchange them for silver here?" "Yes, not only can we exchange them for silver but also for gold. If you have the flying money from prosperous places like the capital, Dongdu, and so on, as long as it's real, we will also accept it." Before the shop assistant accepted the money, he happily replied, afraid that he would be looked down upon. "All right then. First, send over a few signature dishes. The same goes for the wine. Boil a bucket of hot water." Zhang Xiaobao didn't ask any more questions. After giving the order, he and Wang Wan walked into the small building. When they entered the building, the decoration inside was not bad. When they went to the bedroom, they found that it was 80% new and clean brocade bedding. No wonder the price was so high when they asked just now. Cost 300 copper coins a day. In such an environment in the capital, it was impossible to live without money. After Wang Wan sized it up, she asked Zhang Xiaobao, "How can you exchange gold in the shop? Is it to make jewelry or other art? Does the Fengwu Pavilion operate other shops at the same time?" "I don't know. I'll ask after we get familiar with each other. When Xiao Hong and others arrive, I'll go to collect information. Later I'll take a bath and go to bed early after eating. I'll take over tomorrow and quickly arrange the well." Zhang Xiaobao was obviously tired. He stretched and said. After 2 hours, when Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan finished eating, Pomegranate and others arrived. They asked which restaurant in the county was good and went straight to the Fengwu Pavilion. They asked about the courtyard of the young master and the young lady with more than 10 copper coins and squeezed in together. This made Zhang Xiaobao complain that the Fengwu Pavilion didn't keep the guests' secrets. The next morning, the sky was clear and boundless. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan changed into their purple official robes and prepared to report to the yamen. The two of them deliberately dressed like this for the people in the yamen to see, and also for the common people to see. They also hung their goldfish pouches and walked out hand in hand. The waiter was shocked. Second and third rank officials were living in the shop, and they were two children. Did they come from the pear garden? Zhang Xiaobao and Shi Lu arrived at the street. Behind them were the bodyguards sent by Gao Lishir. Swords were slung over their shoulders and crossbows were strapped to their backs. Together with Shirlio's group, the team was not small. The common people who came and went clearly saw the two children in official robes walking in front of them. They all stopped to look, and more people gathered. It's fun. It's more interesting to see two cute little guys in official robes. They look like little adults. How much did the robes cost? Someone couldn't help but ask if the robes were expensive. When Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan heard this, they were depressed. The robes were made by their own house. Other officials gave the robes to the goldfish bags, but when it came to their house, there was only a decree and nothing else. Shaoli was really too stingy. After a few hundred steps, the yamen of Baoxin County appeared in front of them. The officials and runners in the yamen all ran out to greet them. Chapter 664. Facing such a scene, Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan were not surprised at all. It must be the two bailiffs who came back yesterday who told others where they lived. They just needed to ask around and they would know where they lived. When the time came, they would leave someone to look after them and inform them in advance. The bailiff who was injured by the arrow yesterday was standing in the crowd with a pair of crutches. His leg was bandaged and he was holding the sleeve arrow with his hand. He was waiting to be sent back. This was not despicable, but he had no choice. He used to bully the people, but now he was bullied. When the county magistrate of Baoxin County saw Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan, he was stunned for a moment. He immediately brought people to greet them. Originally he wanted to be polite, but he did not greet Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan. Instead it was the two families behind them. The new county magistrate had not arrived yet, so he was still the county magistrate. He could still pretend to welcome his subordinates. But now he had no choice but to welcome them. The two children were wearing the second and third rank official robes. They were obviously using their ranks to pressure him. Greetings to the Army General and Jinziguang Lu. I did not know that the two of you were coming, so I did not welcome you. Please forgive me. The county magistrate felt wronged. Wang Wan was a high-ranking official. She nodded. County Magistrate Ma, you don't have to be so polite. I'm here with Dr. Zhang today. Let's check. As they were talking, Wang Wan and Zhang Xiaobao took out the edict for people to check. They did not go in but stayed outside. It was good outside. People were happy. They could see that they thought they were children from the pear garden. They did not expect that they were really high-ranking officials. Even the county magistrate was afraid of them. The people did not know what was going on. They looked at them curiously. What did such a high-ranking official do? The discussion became louder and louder. Most of them were guessing the identity of the two children. At the same time, they were gloating over County Magistrate Ma's misfortune. It was not right to expect bad luck from their parents. County Magistrate Ma had no choice but to ask the Deputy County Magistrate and the Registrar to come over. He ordered people to take out the documents that they were in charge of. The warehouse that they were in charge of also had to be opened for inspection. It was only a small part of the County Magistrate Ma. Zhang Xiaobao waved his hand, and the people behind him went over to check the accounts. The abacus clicked loudly, and there were people going to and from the warehouse. They were not counting, but sealing up the accounts that were matched. Also, the accounts that were handled by the registrar were also brought out separately. As for whether the total accounts could be matched, it was not up to Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan to decide. They had to settle their own accounts first. If the new county magistrate found something wrong during the handover, that was his problem. Wang Wan was not worried that the people in Baoxin County would not dare to refuse to give her anything once she received the stamp. While they were investigating, she completed the procedures with the deputy magistrate and became the new deputy magistrate of Baoxin County. Zhang Xiaobao, on the other hand, was waiting in case there was a mistake in the accounts. Wang Wan took the seal. Immediately, someone pulled open the curtain and wrapped it around her. When the curtain was removed, she changed from the original purple to a very light green. The big flower on her clothes was also gone. County Magistrate Ma heaved a sigh of relief. Finally, she did not wear purple. The pressure was too great. Although he could not afford to offend her now, he did not look so scared anymore. At this time the people were not happy. Why did she change her clothes after taking over? The clothes now were obviously not as nice as before. Could it be that the grade was gone? That won't do. How am I supposed to deal with him? The voices were getting louder and louder. They were asking the maidservant to change back and not wear this. Wang Wan did not care about the color of her clothes. She was already a deputy district magistrate. She found a high place and took over a simple loudspeaker, which was a rolled-up loudspeaker. She shouted to the people around her, "Quiet down, everyone quiet down and listen to me." Her voice was not changed, but it was very loud. The people around heard her and stopped to see what the new deputy county magistrate was going to say. "My surname is Wang and my name is Wan. I am the new deputy county magistrate of Baoxin County. I would like to make a request and make a promise. I hope that everyone will believe in the future Baoxin County government office. I promise that I will work for the people and not be greedy. During my term, I will increase the income of the people working with the government office by 5 times. Because County Magistrate Ma has been overworked for many days. He has fallen ill. Therefore, from today onwards, all cases and matters will be taken over by this official. If anyone has a complaint or a matter to report, they can come to the yamen after noon. Another thing. The spring plowing is coming, and there is a shortage of water in the fields. Those who are willing to pay to fix the wells can go to the government office for the record. Tomorrow there will be a list of good deeds in front of the government office. Those who are on the list will receive a commendation banner from the government office. The wells that they fix will be engraved with their names." Wang Wan started her inaugural speech. This was the first time the commoners had seen such a novel thing. Looking at Wang Wan, let's not talk about her position as an official. Just looking at her made them feel comfortable. This lass was good-looking and much better than the previous deputy county magistrate. However, County Magistrate Ma was not sick. Why did she say that he was sick? Thinking about this, the people looked at County Magistrate Ma. County Magistrate Ma was also shocked. This maidservant was trying to seize power the moment she arrived. This was too tough. Even if your family is powerful, you can't do this. If I don't give in, can you kill me? Just when County Magistrate Ma was angry and did not know what to do, a guard sent by Gao Lisher came to him and whispered in his ear, "You are sick. Feel sorry for you. Cover your throat quickly. Otherwise, your throat will be cut and blood will come out. General Gao doesn't want the construction of Baoxin County to be hindered." The guard pointed up as he spoke. When County Magistrate Ma heard this, he looked at the hand gesture of the person next to him and immediately guessed who General Gao was. He sighed and put his hands on his chest. He felt sorry for him. He did not need to be reminded. He had done this kind of thing when he took money from merchants. He did not expect that it would happen to him today. As a result, the people saw a very strange scene. When the new deputy county magistrate said that the county magistrate was sick, the county magistrate fell back with his hands on his chest and was supported by someone. Some people were surprised that County Magistrate Ma was sick. Some people were happy that he was finally sick. Some people broke out in a cold sweat and looked at Wang Wan, who was standing at a high place, in disbelief. Such people could get gossip. For example, the owner of a restaurant and the local country gentleman knew that the eldest son of the Zhang family and the Wang family came to be an official. She was strong, very strong. But he never expected that she was so tough. She seized power as soon as she came and didn't leave any leeway. She was indeed a devil who killed countless people with a smile. The registrar heard and saw it. He looked at Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan and did not feel cute anymore. He hesitated and gritted his teeth. He walked to Zhang Xiaobao and said, "Dr. Zhang, I suddenly remembered that there are a few small mistakes in the account book. I will go and point them out now." Zhang Xiaobao understood and smiled. "Don't worry about small mistakes. As long as the loss is not too much, when the Yaman's money is transferred back, the people will be happy. The imperial court will also not be willing to investigate. The imperial court does not want to hear about which official made a mistake every day. They want to hear about the development of the area and whether the people are living a good life. Registrar Zhang, do you have a new place to go after you leave office?" Yes, not too much. It adds up to a little more than 200 strings of coins. How much? I will probably be transferred to other counties. If it is a lower or middle county, maybe I will be a registrar. If it is a upper county, I will probably be a registrar. Registrar Zhang was both grateful and worried. He did not want to deal with him, but he was also afraid that 200 strings of coins was too big a hole. Zhang Xiaobao was still smiling. "Not much, only 200 strings of coins. It is only about 10,000 bushels of rice. It is enough for 1,000 people to eat for 4 months. With the grain bought with this money, we can hire people to repair the road. We can repair the entire county road." When he heard Zhang Xiaobao's calculation, Registrar Zhang's face turned pale. Without waiting for him to fall sick, Zhang Xiaobao said, "It is indeed not much. Look at my clothes. 263 strings of coins. Touch it. Is every layer very thin? 6 layers of Sichuan brocade. You can't tell, right? And this goldfish bag and the matching jade. It adds up to 700 strings of coins. This is because I did not want to spend too much money. I can't wear it normally. It is a waste." Registrar Zhang had hope in his heart. That's right. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang family were so rich. They would not care about 200 strings of coins. He did not dare to touch Zhang Xiaobao's clothes. He nodded and shook his head. "It looks good, but it is not much." "That's right, it's not much. Wine and meat go to waste at the gates. But are there any frozen bones on the road? To me, 200 strings of coins is too little. But this money belongs to the Yamen. It can be used to do things for the common people, so we have to make up for it. In the future, Baoxing County will probably become Shang County. Why don't you not go anywhere and stay in the county as an official? I have a new way of keeping accounts and checking accounts. You are in charge of teaching the local merchants. How about it? When the time comes, we will definitely be able to make up for this loss." Zhang Xiaobao had the intention to kill, but he understood that this money was not going to be taken by the registrar. Even if he took it, it would be a small amount. Killing him would be useless. Did he have to kill the chicken to scare the monkey? There was no need for that. He should give him another chance. Unless in the future, he was found guilty of something. Registrar Zhang understood this time. Zhang Xiaobao was not letting him go immediately. He needed him to work for him. It would definitely be very tiring. After struggling in his heart, Registrar Zhang compromised and said, "I think so too. But the appointment is a matter of the imperial court. I may not be demoted and stay in the county. You don't have to worry about the appointment. As long as you are willing to stay, you can stay. Go and tidy up the accounts and hand it over." Zhang Xiaobao instructed. It was easy to get the imperial court to appoint a registrar. He might not have other abilities, but it was easy for him to appoint an official. Registrar Zhang accepted his fate and immediately went to check the accounts. He did not doubt that Zhang Xiaobao would let him stay. Some people could reach the heavens. Wang Wan finished her passionate speech and began to wait for the merchants to send the money. This time, she did not intend to pay for the government affairs from her own hands. The merchants also heard it and were calculating whether it was worth it. At this moment, a shopkeeper from the Fengwu Pavilion came over and shouted from outside the crowd. "The Fengwu Pavilion offers 500 strings of coins. We are willing to dig wells for the county." When this voice came out, everyone looked over. Some praised it, while others scolded it for being stupid. Wang Wan saw that there were people supporting her, so she smiled and waved her hand. Come closer and write a contract. I will remember it. The Feng Wu Pavilion, I rent a courtyard there. Not bad, it's a good place. Chapter 665. Under the lead of the Feng Wu Pavilion, many businessmen with a bit of background came to donate money. They didn't think that a banner could bring any benefits to the shop. It was just an acknowledgement from the Buxin County. What was the use of acknowledgement from a small place? What they cared about was Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan's families. If it was another official who spoke like this, they could use methods to restrict them. For example, how much money they took out, how much tax they reduced, how much benefits the county government gave, or colluded with each other to cheat others. However, it was absolutely impossible for these two children. If they didn't give money, they could immediately transfer money from their families. At that time they would fall out with them. Wang Wan didn't care about what others thought. As long as they gave money, it was fine. While she watched the businessmen come over to press their fingerprints, she asked someone to find a geomancer to measure the underground water. It was very accurate. The underground water magnetic field would affect the compass. As long as the geomancer was skilled, it would be able to detect it. At this time, Zhang Xiaobao had also finished checking the accounts with Registrar Zhang. More than 200 strings of money had disappeared. Zhang Xiaobao took the seal and put his own seal on the document. He also said that Registrar Zhang didn't lack any money. If anything happened to Registrar Zhang, it wouldn't have anything to do with Registrar Zhang. It was considered that he had taken the responsibility for Registrar Zhang. Registrar Zhang, on the other hand, wrote an application for a demotion and sent it to the provincial government. Once Zhang Xiaobao was done with his work, he would teach him a new bookkeeping method so that he could use his actions to repay the 200 strings of coins. To be honest, Registrar Zhang felt a little wronged. He didn't get much of the money that he lacked. He only got a small portion. Furthermore, not all of the money was taken by him. Some of the previous registrars died, some were promoted. Even though the new registrar knew that the money was lacking, he still had to take it. The registrar was only a small portion. The majority of the money was still with the county magistrate. Registrar Zhang didn't know what to do with County Magistrate Ma when the new county magistrate came. Normally, County Magistrate Ma could be promoted, but it wasn't normal now. The two children came to seize power and check the accounts. If they wanted to achieve something, they would probably deal with County Magistrate Ma. In order to show his loyalty, Registrar Zhang moved closer to Zhang Xiaobao, who was giving the receipt to Wang Wan, and whispered, "Registrar Zhang, County Magistrate Ma should have been promoted this time. It is said that someone from the top is helping him. Shouldn't we reconsider in some aspects? I don't care. As long as the new county magistrate is willing to hand over the goods, I will settle this account with him. When handing over the goods, I will not check the warehouse. As long as there is money and goods in the account, I will let him use it." Zhang Xiaobao wrote down another person who was willing to donate 50 strings of coins to repair the well. He asked someone to put his fingerprint on the record and turned to Zhang Daobai. Zhang Daobai thought about it and advised, "If County Magistrate Ru Xian takes over, County Magistrate Ma will definitely protect the new County Magistrate. At that time I may also be punished." "Oh, you're afraid of that? Who was above County Magistrate Ma? If he really dares to protect him, I don't believe that the Emperor will protect him because he likes him. As long as it is reasonable, remember, we don't need to care about anyone in Buxin County. Tricks behind the scenes are useless against me." Zhang Xiaobao originally planned to play with the officials for a while, but it was because of the lack of water here. The people were already used to it. He had no choice. Since he and Wang Wan were here, they would definitely not allow the lack of water to continue. They would play after the spring plowing. Zhang Daobai really didn't know what Zhang Xiaobao's family said to him before he came. Was it because they were all protected? The problem was that he heard that Zhang Zhong was sent to the eastern capital Luoyang to be an official. If his family really wanted to protect him, why didn't they stay in the capital? The capital was a good place. Seeing that Zhang Xiaobao's words were arrogant enough, he could only flatter him. Yes, Registrar Zhang, if you say so. Next, Zhang Xiaobao shouted at the businessman who came over. Immediately, another businessman said how much he would pay. Most people paid 100 strings of cash, while the least paid 10 strings of cash. It didn't seem like much, but it didn't cost much to dig a well. If the water was shallow, 10 strings of cash would be enough to cover the wear and tear of the tools and the stones used to surround the well. The people who worked would not ask for money. It was their own work. Who would ask for money? After a busy morning, the things that needed to be dealt with were basically done. In the afternoon, Wang Wan would sit in court to question the case. She had memorized all the laws and was ready to put them into practice. No matter what, the people in Buxin County would not treat the two children as officials. They felt that the two children were good-looking and were willing to look at them more. As long as it was not too big of a grievance, they would discuss and not complain to the yamen about the small conflicts between neighbors so as not to make things difficult for the two children. In this way, the conflicts that arose because of small matters in the county were resolved by the people themselves. It was very harmonious. Compared to Buxin County, which was still cold, Luzhou was so hot that he could not wear too many clothes. Some of the fishermen who went out to sea were even topless, letting the sea breeze blow and the scorching sun shine on them. Since the Zhang family and the Wang family's chambers of commerce stayed in the county, the lives of the people were getting better day by day. The new officials were very obedient and did things according to the methods left behind by Zhang Zhong. It was not that they did not want to show off, but they found that they really could not think of a better way to manage the county. The people only approved of Zhang Zhong's method. They tried to put up a notice, but the people did not agree, so they could only give up. In addition to the beautiful houses left behind by Zhang Zhong and the land that could produce a lot of crops, the income of the officials was very high. When the officials went to the county, they would be given a piece of land to pay their salaries. The land left behind by Zhang Zhong was not bad. Even if the officials were not greedy when their term was over, they could still save up thousands of strings of coins. Coupled with the large sum of money given by the local chamber of commerce, it was much better than taking the risk of corruption. Naturally, no one would bribe him during his term of office. The previous provincial governor had already left reluctantly. He took the more than 2,600 strings of coins he earned from the fields, the 10,000 strings of coins Lu Zhou's Chamber of Commerce gave him when he was sent off, and the 10,000 strings of coins written by the local people. He returned to the capital to report on his work. A better position was waiting for him. When the new provincial governor learned about this, he did the same as the previous person. In fact, there were not many things to do in the mansion. Most of them were done by the local officials. When the local officials completed their tasks, they were supported by the Chamber of Commerce. The most comforting thing for the officials was that there were no cases of theft or injury in the county. The people had joined the branches to do things together. Moreover, they had the feelings of being in the same boat when the disaster happened. Everything was negotiable. On this day, the weather was clear and there were no clouds in the sky. The new provincial governor of Luzhou, Zhang Pingwang, came out for a stroll with a small attendant. He did not even need a guard. Walking on the spacious street, he nodded at the people who greeted him. When he looked at the transportation team, he really could not find anything to do. "Master, are you leaving Luzhou next year? I really don't want to leave." His attendant had heard that someone was coming to take over. The term of the provincial governor of Luzhou was very short. Everyone wanted to squeeze in here and get enough political achievement so that they could continue to be promoted. "I guess so. You can only stay here for 2 years at most. Everyone is waiting for someone else to give up their position." When Zhang Zhong came, he didn't stay for long. Zhang Pingwang was also reluctant to leave. It was good here. There were not so many things to worry about. Usually, he would read in the study or sneak out to see the scenery when he did not have a holiday. He would chat with the teachers in the local academy. Other than that, he would go to the tourist spot on the mountain for 2 days. There were not many tourists there at the moment. Those who came were the children of the relatively rich in the surrounding provinces. According to the normal investment and output, the mountain was obviously a loss-making business. However, it was the county king's place. He did not care about losing money. The county king had other private businesses in the local area. The two of them walked forward and stood in front of a small stall selling cold drinks. The seller was squatting there and using chalk to write on a small blackboard, "Today's new arrival of coconut milk. Mark the price so that others will know." After he finished writing, the seller turned his head and saw the provincial governor. He immediately stood up and said with a smile, "Lord Zhang, aren't you busy? You can drink a bowl of cold coconut milk." As he spoke, the seller poured the milk. Zhang Pingwang did not leave. He found a seat at the side and sat down as he waited for the coconut milk to be served. 2 bowls of coconut milk were placed on the small table. The seller took some rock sugar and placed it at the side. He felt that it was not sweet enough and added more for himself. Zhang Pingwang picked up the bowl and took a sip. He nodded and praised. "It's delicious. It's refreshing from the outside to the inside. How's your business?" "Yes, I can sell quite a lot in a day. The people from other provinces are envious of me. They say that no one is causing trouble here. Haha, they should take a look at where they are. Lu Zhou, who's causing trouble here?" The seller raised his head and replied proudly. When he heard the seller's words, Zhang Pingwang sighed emotionally. Indeed, who would dare to cause trouble in Lu Zhou? This is no longer a land of exile. It's a paradise on earth. However, none of this had anything to do with him. It was all left behind by Zhang Zhong, who had left his post a long time ago. He was impressed. This was what it meant to be capable. He had no choice but to be impressed. If Zhang Zhong wanted to rebel, all he had to do was call for help in Lu Zhou, and the local people would respond. Zhang Pingwang, on the other hand, was only a passerby. He would stay in Lu Zhou for 2 years and return with his political achievements and wealth. The hearts of the people in Lu Zhou would always belong to Zhang Zhong. After Zhang Pingwang finished the coconut milk, he stood up and was about to leave when he said to the seller, "Do your job well. I'll visit the capital when the time comes. It's not bad there." "You're right, Provincial Governor Zhang. Indeed, I want to save up more money and visit the capital. After that, I'll give you some gifts. I haven't seen you for a few years." Back then, Provincial Governor Zhang gave me a hand. Otherwise, I would have been washed away by the water. The stall owner said happily with a yearning look on his face. Zhang Pingwang knew the Provincial Governor Zhang that the stall owner was talking about was not him. Perhaps, the local people had never acknowledged another provincial governor. Zhang Zhong did not live his life in vain. Since when did the people in the place where he stayed miss him so much? The attendant did not say anything. He walked silently behind the master. As for the money for the cold drinks, he did not want to give it. Even if he took it out, the stall owner would not accept it. In all the places in Lu Zhou, the local officials did not have to pay for the food. It was said that it was a benefit. If the amount was small, the merchants would bear the cost. If the amount was large, the merchants would sign a contract and the people from the Chamber of Commerce would settle the bill. There was only one requirement, and that was to be a good official and not cause trouble for the people. If they caused trouble for the people, they would cause trouble for themselves. If they organized a few activities, they would be good officials. After walking for a while, Zhang Pingwang said to his attendant, "Let's go to the dock. There should be fishing boats coming back from the ocean. Let's see if there's anything new there." The attendant immediately went to find a carriage. In just a short while, a well-decorated carriage stopped beside Zhang Pingwang. The two of them got on the carriage and told each other to go to the dock. The coachman cracked the whip in the air and headed in the direction of the dock. The carriage was traveling on a spacious and flat road. There were green trees and flowers on both sides. In this season, when the curtain was lifted, One could see the big, red kapok flowers on the trees were blooming. It was just like the life of the people in Luzhou. Zhang Pingwang was bored. He opened a small window in front of the carriage and said to the coachman, "You're in a good mood. Do you pull a lot of people every day?" "As you said, Provincial Governor Zhang, it's really good. It's a pity that Provincial Governor Zhang didn't see the flowers blooming. He was the one who planted these kapok flowers. I don't know when he will have time to come and see the flowers, but he will also let us see him." The coachman looked at the big flowers on both sides and thought of Zhang Zhong. His heart was filled with longing, and his tears fell one drop after another. When Zhang Pingwang saw the coachman wiping his eyes turned red as well. He asked, "You're also a local?" "We're mountain people. We lived on the mountain." When Provincial Governor Zhang arrived, we were caught up in the great disaster. He asked us to settle down. He built houses for us, taught us how to read and write, and even gave us a place to give birth to our children. The children at home also went to school. The old people who were unwilling to stay at home were sent to the nursing home. "Lord Zhang, do you know how Provincial Governor Zhang is now?" When the coachman was talking about what happened after they left the mountain, he suddenly wanted to ask Zhang Pingwang for some information. It's said that he became an official in Luoyang. His rank is quite high. Zhang Pingwang had just received the news. Since Lu Zhou was an official, he naturally paid attention to the affairs of the Zhang family and Wang family. He told the coachman about it. The coachman was delighted. "That's right. Provincial Governor Zhang should be a high-ranking official." Zhang Pingwang thought for a moment and decided to tell the coachman, "But the officials in Luoyang don't have much power. They can't compare to the capital. It's more or less the same as retirement there." The coachman stopped the carriage and turned to Zhang Pingwang. Why can't Provincial Governor Zhang be given power? Why should he be allowed to retire?" "No, Lord Zhang, get off the carriage first. I'll ask someone and enter the capital after I figure it out. Who put Provincial Governor Zhang in that position?" "No, I won't do it." As he spoke, he was about to chase Zhang Pingwang away. Zhang Pingwang hurriedly stopped him. Wait, I'm not done yet. You can't find a group of people to enter the capital. That will only harm Zhang Zhong. Listen to me. Zhang Zhong went to Luoyang willingly. No one chased him away. Otherwise, they would have arranged an official position for him in the capital. Zhang Zhong is the first person in Great Tang to casually choose an official position for himself. Wherever he wants to be an official, the imperial court will send him there. He's still too young and needs to experience many things. That's why he came to Luoyang. This place is no longer suitable for him. When he gets bored of Luoyang, he'll go to the capital. He's not like other officials. They have to put in a lot of effort to go somewhere, but they rarely succeed. Zhang Pingwang was jealous when he mentioned this. When others became officials, it was arranged by the higher-ups. He was able to come to Luzhou after many struggles. Zhang Zhong, on the other hand, had said in advance where he wanted to be an official. When the time came, no matter if there was anyone in the position, they would have to make way for him so that he could go there. He was not the only one. Even his children were the same. They went to Baoxin County to be the registrar and deputy district magistrate. It was said that the original request was that they could not be too far away from home and could not go to a prosperous county. In the end, they chose Baoxin County. How can they be officials like this? They have to follow their orders everywhere. Sigh. Zhang Pingwang was depressed, but the coachman was happy. He continued to move the carriage and said with a smile, "Really? That's more like it. I knew it. How can Provincial Governor Zhang be afraid of others? Yes, the imperial court is right. Let him be an official wherever he wants to be. If he thinks it's not fun anymore, he can change. In that case, Provincial Governor Zhang has nothing to do now. If I discuss with others, can I invite Provincial Governor Zhang over for a stroll? If I'm in a hurry, why don't I drive the carriage and bring my family to Luoyang? Where are his children, Xiao Bao and Cuckoo? The two of them have grown up, right? They've grown up. They're a few years older. I heard that they've been fighting in Wing Province recently. They're fighting against Tubo. The two children are leading the army. They only have about 10,000 men, and they're fighting against Tubo's army of tens of thousands. Zhang Pingwang felt uncomfortable when he heard the coachman's words. What did he mean by the imperial court was right? Whose great Tang was great Tang? Whose great Tang was the imperial court? Was it wrong to not let Zhang Zhong go back and forth? Hence, he deliberately wanted to scare the coachman, who knew that the coachman would immediately say, Tubo is finished. Did the two children kill many people? How do you know? Zhang Pingwang asked, puzzled. Is there a need to ask? Course I know. The two children were in charge of this, and that when Lu Zhou was suffering from the disaster. They're amazing. Isn't a war about managing an army? Their family is rich. All they have to do is take out money and tell the Tubo people that if they betray them, they'll give them money. The Tubo people will obediently betray them, right? The coachman was not worried that the two children would be hurt on the battlefield. He had his own theory. At this moment, Zhang Pingwang's attendant laughed. How can it be what you think? The Tubo soldiers could not be bribed during the war. It was Wan Wan who was powerful. She led 10,000 people and killed left and right. She killed so many that the Tubo army did not dare to advance. And, where is your carriage going? Zhang Pingwang's attendant began to tell the coachman the news he heard. After more than 2 hours, he suddenly realized that they were going in the wrong direction. If they continued on this path, they would have to take a big detour. He stopped and asked, it's fine. You can continue. I just want to hear more. We've arrived a long time ago. You should get off the carriage. I'll tell someone else after I hear about it. I'll hurry up and take a detour so that we can see the scenery. Look, the flowers in the flower bed outside are so beautiful. The coachman blushed. His little scheme was exposed. He quickly explained. The attendant regretted it. If he had known this would happen, he would not have said so much. Now, he reckoned that they would have to wait until midnight. It would take a long time to get to the docks from the prefecture city. Moreover, they had to take a detour. Go on, don't stop. I'll change back and go through the intersection in front. There's no delay. There's really no delay. The coachman urged again. When Zhang Pingwang saw that they had taken a wrong turn, he nodded and gestured for the attendant to continue. The coachman was satisfied. He drove the carriage with his head bobbing as he listened to the story of Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan. He was carefree and happy. When he heard something exciting, he would cheer. Before they reached the docks, the story was finished. The attendant was not a storyteller. He would only tell the general situation. He would only tell the details of what he knew. When the coachman heard that the story was finished, he paused and said, Okay, how about this? I'll repeat the story. Listen carefully. If there's anything wrong, remember to correct me so that I can tell others. The young master and young lady are indeed not ordinary. One day, the imperial court sent troops to Tubo. They fought and fought, but the troops in front were beaten and ran away. What should they do? It's fine. The young lady brought people over. When they reached the place, the coachman combined what he heard with his own words. It was more vivid than the attendant's narration. Even so, the attendant was tortured. He dozed off in a daze and was woken up from time to ask questions. As expected, when the carriage arrived at the docks, the sky was already dark. Fortunately, it was safe here. Some people even used the refined fish oil to light lanterns. There was a light source at every distance. The docks were brightly lit. They were rich. The output of the sea was abundant. Ships of goods were shipped to other places, making Luzhou the most prosperous place. It was second only to the capital. The lives of the people near the sea were better. They did not have a sales channel, so they sent the goods to Luzhou and sold them to the Luzhou's Chamber of Commerce. Although the money they earned was not as much as the people of Luzhou, it was much better than before. This was especially true with the lighthouse built by Luzhou. Not only did it serve Lu Zhou, but it would also help those who came to the sea and belonged to the Tang Empire. For the people who came to the sea, a lighthouse was a home. They did not have to worry about the wind and waves or the dark. Lord Zhang, we're here. I won't charge you for the ride. The coachman leaned against the parking space at the docks and woke Zhang Pingwang up. Zhang Pingwang's attendant got off the carriage and opened the door. He rubbed his eyes and said, I haven't asked you to pay for the story, and you want to charge me for the ride? I'll remember you. I won't ride in your carriage next time. The coachman chuckled. All right, you can ride in anyone's carriage. Just tell me the story of Provincial Governor Zhang's family and I'll listen. Let's go to the docks. Zhang Pingwang stopped his attendant who still wanted to retort and led the way to the docks. He agreed with the coachman's words. No matter which coachman he met, as long as he talked about Zhang Zhong, he would ask questions like the current coachman. After all, Zhang Zhong had helped with the disaster relief and built the place so well. The attendant followed behind helplessly. He even turned to glare at the coachman who tortured him to death. In response, the coachman smiled contentedly. The two of them walked one after another to the docks where the boats were. They were waiting for the team that would go fishing in the distance tomorrow morning. They were about to find a place to rest when a big boat rushed over from the sea. The lanterns illuminated the boat clearly. When it approached, they heard the people on the boat shouting in unison, "They're fighting! The natives on the island are fighting with our people. Mobilize the troops." Chapter 666. Auntie, don't worry. I'll get someone to take a look at your cow immediately. It can still work after its calf is chopped off. There's no need to kill it. Wang Wan had been handling all the cases in Baoxin County. She arrested those that needed to be arrested, released those that needed to be released, and educated those that needed to be educated. She did not have much to do with the commoners, but she did collect a lot of evidence of County Magistrate Ma's crimes. He had forced people to give him money, owed a bill at a restaurant, and refused to pay up. In any case, there were no major crimes that resulted in someone's death. Wang Wan was not in a hurry to arrest County Magistrate Ma immediately. She did not have the authority to do so. She needed to send a document to the manor first. However, considering that County Magistrate Ma should have someone to take care of him in the prefecture, she first gathered the evidence of his crimes. She and Zhang Xiaobao wrote a memorial and sent it to Luoyang, preparing to use it when the time came. For a while, there were fewer matters in the yamen. As long as the criminals were not beheaded, Wang Wan ordered people to watch them dig wells and reform them through labor. They could not just be locked up and eat for free. The bailiffs were also disciplined. In the past, those who had committed major crimes were also sent to dig wells and were stripped of their positions as bailiffs. Those who had committed minor crimes had to compensate the victims. Wang Wan told the bailiffs that if they made any more mistakes, it would not be as simple as locking them up, nor would it be as easy as stripping them of their positions. They had to do as they saw fit. The bailiffs were all well behaved. In the end, only 3 bailiffs were left in the yamen. They did not have to occasionally help catch pigs or chickens like the bailiffs of Sanshui County. The main reason was that the commoners of Baoxin County were not used to having the yamen help with work. In the past, the commoners resolved all the problems between the neighbors themselves so as not to tire out the cute little girl Cuckoo. Today, an old woman in her 50s came to the yamen. After beating the drum, she came in and told Wang Wan that she had come because she had no other choice. She was not deliberately looking for trouble. The calf at home had been chopped off and could not work. Wang Wan asked someone to bring a stool for the old man to sit on. She didn't stay on the stool. She moved a small stool and sat in front of the old man. She held his hand and comforted him. Hearing Wang Wan's words, the old man also touched Wang Wan's small hand and said, "Child, do you really not need to kill my family's cow? You don't need to pay compensation." "There's no need, Auntie. It's just a split leg. It's not completely broken." There's a doctor with me. He'll take a look at it. He'll be fine after a few days of rest. Auntie, are you worried that there won't be any cows to plow the fields? Wang Wan was very serious about this matter. She knew that something that she didn't care about was a big deal for the people. If it was done well, the whole family could live a normal life. If it wasn't done well, they might be even more poor. Yes, or do you know that there is only one cow in the house? Without it to work, how can we plow the land? My old man died in the army, and my son is sick. There's only me, my daughter-in-law, and a 12-year-old daughter at home. We can't survive. The old woman began to cry as she spoke. She looked very sad. Wang Wan also took a deep breath and said, Auntie, don't worry. The cows can't plow the land right away. I'll find someone to do it for you. Ching-er, come here. Later, go to the well-digging place and find 2 criminals. Go to Auntie's house and help her plow the land. If they can't plow the land well, use the whip to hit them. When they're done plow the land, they can go and dig the well. If other people's land is done but Auntie's land is not, then I'll stuff them into the well. Ching-er was a yeoman runner. He knew that the new deputy county magistrate shouldn't do this, but he didn't object. He couldn't do anything about it. The young man had a powerful backer. He agreed and ran out, ready to find the people he despised the most. This was a private revenge. The old woman was happy this time. She touched Wang Wan's hand and said, Child, you're a good child. It's a pity that I don't have a grandson. Otherwise, I'll definitely let him marry you. After saying this, the old woman realized that even if she had a grandson, he wouldn't be good enough for Cuckoo. Cuckoo was out of her league, not to mention that she had a registrar. Looking at the 2 children, she knew that they were a couple. She quickly changed her words and said, My granddaughter has nothing to do. Why don't I send her to the yamen to help you? Although my granddaughter is only 12 years old, she can do any work. She can do washing clothes, cooking and raising. People in the neighborhood always praise her. How could Wang Wan agree? Now the food at home was cooked by Zhang Xiaobao. She didn't think that the daughter of an aunt could cook better than Zhang Xiaobao. As for washing clothes, she had already built a small river nearby. The washing machine was installed. Who would wash clothes by hand? What's more, it was not easy for an aunt. There were 4 people in the family, and one of them was sick and couldn't work. 3 women supported a family. It was difficult to think about it. Even if there were always people who said that women were strong, it was not as useful as having more men in the family. She shook her head and refused. Aunt, I have enough people here. When the spring plowing is over, I'll ask Xiaobao to think of a way to provide more income for your family. You can't live like this. Gay good child. Now my granddaughter can do things. Why don't you wash clothes for the yamen? There are old grains in the yamen. Just give some. The old woman was really afraid. She was worried that Wang Wan would forget, so she asked Wang Wan to arrange something for her to do. Wang Wan thought for a while and agreed. Okay, Aunt. Tomorrow I'll ask my sister to come over and do things. You won't lose out. I'll find another doctor to treat Uncle. If he can be cured, then he can be cured. But the money for the medicine will have to be slowly paid back when Uncle can work. Okay, then I'll go back now and cook for the people who come to help. The old woman was relieved. She touched her chest and prepared to leave. Aunt, you don't have to cook for them. You can cook for yourself. Their food is taken care of by the yamen. And is there no food at home? Don't pawn things. Take some back from the yamen first. I'll think of a way. Wang Wan knew what was going on. The aunt wanted to pawn things to exchange for food. Her chest was bulging. She must have put something that could be pawned. She quickly stopped her. The yamen runner next to her was sensible and immediately went to get the food. Soon, a small wooden basin of food was brought over. It was about 5 kilograms, enough for the family of 4 to eat for a few days. The old woman quickly waved her hand. There are too many children. Half is enough to eat for half a month. Dig some wild vegetables and mix it in. It's delicious. And don't say any more. Go and get some salt and oil. Wang Wan didn't want to see this kind of thing. After ordering the yamen runner to get the things, she shouted to the back of the hall. Xiaobao, come out. Think of a way. Zhang Xiaobao came out from the back. He heard everything just now, but it wasn't his fault. The two of them had just taken office and didn't have time to do anything. The future arrangements were still being prepared. There had to be some time. How could they solve all the problems as soon as they arrived? Otherwise, they would really become immortals. You can help one family. Can you take care of all the families now? Zhang Xiaobao meant to put it aside for now. Help one family means help one family. Quickly say a way. Okay, let's think of a way. Aunt, since you don't have anything to do, let your daughter-in-law plow the land. Your granddaughter will come to the yamen. As for you, you can help with the publicity. How about it? I'll give you 5 copper coins a day. You'll be responsible for carrying a kettle and chatting with people. But you can't chat with all the families. You can walk around the streets and chat with people you know. Seeing that Wang Wan was urging him, Zhang Xiaobao had to come up with a way first. The old woman didn't understand. You'll give me money for gossiping? No, isn't this giving me benefits for free? I have hands and feet. Can't take benefits for free. It's useful, it's very useful. If what you're talking about is the same as what we said, just tell the others that after the spring plowing, the county needs to occupy a very good place, especially next to the main road. Let everyone be prepared. When the time comes to move, the county will give you money. You can think of a place to build a new house. Building a house requires wood, and we can't be short of manpower. Have a plan in advance. Don't wait for the yamen to forcefully demolish the house. I'll draw a place for you. In such a place, all the residents around will have to leave. Those who are living now will be compensated by the yamen. At the very least, it will be enough to build a better house. If anyone doesn't give up the place, the yamen will forcefully pull them out and destroy the house. We don't want to go to that step. Also, those who voluntarily move out will be given new jobs by the yamen. The kind that can make money. Zhang Xiaobao was ready to carry out the next step of his plan. If he needed to let the people move out, he could use administrative means to solve it directly. There were no holdouts at the moment. The people were honest, but there were some people who were attached to their homes and needed someone to persuade them in advance. Of course, the compensation would be great. It was impossible to let them demolish the old house and find that the compensation was not enough to build a new house. The old woman was not too stupid. After hearing Zhang Xiaobao's words, she nodded and agreed. I understand. Actually, I don't need to say anything. Once you two show up, everyone is willing to help you. I'll go back and find someone to talk to, especially the old man and old woman. Once you talk to them, they will be willing to move. 5 copper coins a day, isn't that too much? It's not much. Auntie, you have to know that the things you do are also very difficult. Persuading people is the most difficult. That's it. 5 copper coins a day. Zhang Xiaobao set the price and smiled as he and Wang Wan sent the old woman out of the yamen. After the old woman walked away, Wang Wan looked back at Zhang Xiaobao. She smiled sweetly and said, Xiaobao, you're really not ordinary. When I asked you to give me an idea, you didn't even have to wait. You just opened your mouth and said it. I agree with you pursuing me now. Thank you. I'm very honored. What else could Zhang Xiaobao say? He looked at Wang Wan carefully. She's still a little girl. What's there to pursue? Little young master, little miss, this is bad. Something big has happened. There's news from Lu Zhou. I've been looking around. Someone has just delivered it from Luoyang. Master said it's extremely urgent. Look at this letter. There are 3 chicken feathers stuck on it. Wang Wan and Zhang Xiaobao were just about to have a heart-to-heart talk when Ernie rushed in with the letter in his hand and shouted loudly. Wang Wan took the letter and read it from top to bottom. Then she said to Zhang Xiaobao, the locals of Luzon have joined forces to attack our people. What do you think? Zhang Xiaobao did not read the letter. He could roughly guess what was going on from Wang Wan's words. He considered it for a moment before he said, "The people there know how to join forces. Is it written in the letter that our people repelled their attacks a few times, but more of them joined forces?" "Yes, it's written like this. In the end, our people pulled back the defensive line and stabilized the place. However, the locals no longer helped us. Lu Zhou wants to send troops to suppress them. He asked us what we should do." Wang Wan waved the letter in her hand and nodded in agreement. "How do you think this happened? Could it be that the local people were really so united? Or are the things we gave them not good enough?" Zhang Xiaobao stood at the entrance and looked up at the sky. Wang Wan blinked. "I don't think this matter is as simple as it seems. Is there a merchant from Great Tang behind this? No, no merchant would dare to do this. The coastal area is our world. Even if he chased the others away, he won't be able to bring back the goods. If he's the only one who can trade with others, what do you think everyone will think? Has he forgotten my family's ruthless methods?" Zhang Xiaobao did not believe that the Zhujiang merchants were stirring up trouble. They would not be able to do so even if they were given the courage. Then what's going on? I don't think they can be united without someone commanding them from behind. Wang Wan was good at war, but she was not good at this kind of invisible conspiracy. She would only be able to make a judgment if she was given more information. Zhang Xiaobao smiled and said, "Let's not talk about who's stirring up trouble first. Lu Zhou's pigeons are in Luoyang, right? Send a letter asking everyone on the island to retreat. Don't leave anyone behind. Tell the merchants to stop trading temporarily. Tell them not to worry about the losses for now and that they will be compensated in the future. At the same time, send out more patrol ships to circle Luzon Island. Sink any ships that appear in the vicinity after receiving the order, no matter who they are, even if they're carrying the dragon flag. In 2 months there will be new news from there." Zhang Xiaobao also did not know who was stirring up trouble behind the scenes. Since he could not find out immediately, he decided to wait. The people on the island were used to the good things sent by Tang. After using them for a long time, if they suddenly ran out of goods, they would panic. They would know who was trying to cross the island by patrolling the island. Wang Wan picked up the letter and wrote a reply. "We have no choice but to force them to show themselves. What if they want to negotiate with us? Then we'll use the gunship to negotiate with them." Zhang Xiaobao was ready to kill. Wang Wan finished writing the letter and asked Erniu to deliver it to the messenger. The news quickly reached Luoyang. When Zhang Zhong saw the letter, he immediately sent a pigeon to Lu Zhou. At the same time, he wrote a letter and sent it to Gao Lishir in the capital to inform him of the situation. It only took 3 days for the news to reach the capital. Gao Lishir happily brought the letter to Li Longji. "Your Majesty, there's news from Luoyang." Zhang Zhong said that he left this matter to Xiao Bao and Cuckoo. The 2 little fellows asked Lu Zhou's men to withdraw and patrol the island with patrol ships. They said it won't take long for the matter to be resolved. Gao Lishir now had a clear identity. He was Zhang Xiaobao's godfather. As long as it involved Zhang Xiaobao, he would pay attention to it. Li Longji really did not expect that instead of sending troops to suppress them directly, and also not using conciliatory methods to pacify them, they would retreat. After thinking carefully, he suddenly saw the light. He said to Gao Lishir, "Your family's Xiaobao is indeed outstanding. This move of retreating in order to advance is formidable. Good, the flexibility of this strategy is difficult to see. Your Majesty, you're flattering me. My son Xiaobao is just a little smart. You can't take it seriously." Gao Lishir was so excited that his face was red, but he still insisted on being humble. Since Zhang Zhong has already arranged for people to deal with it, there's no need to worry about this for now. Let's see what's going on. Li Longji did not have much time to deal with this matter. The Zhang family had taken over. If they did it well, it would be the same as before. If they did not, the Zhang family would naturally be anxious. "Yes, Your Majesty. I'll go do something else." Gao Lishur agreed and left the place. He wanted to write a letter to his son. He wanted to praise him first. Li Longji looked at Gao Lishur's departing figure and shook his head helplessly. He realized that ever since Gao Lishur acknowledged Zhang Xiaobao as his godson, he had been busy all day. He did not know when to stop. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan sent out the letter and began to work on the spring plowing. Wells were dug one after another. People did not lack water anymore. Although it was tiring to use manpower to water the wells, the people did not care. They were fine as long as there was water. With the addition of the small river here, the spring plowing of the entire Baoxin County was no longer a problem. Zhang Xiaobao was preparing to move on to the next step, which was to plant the food that herbivores usually ate on the poor soil. When the zoo in Beijing opened, the things here would be almost ready. They would then be transported to Beijing to exchange for money. This would subsidize the local finances and provide a new source of income for the local businessmen who had previously paid to dig the wells. Just as the two of them were checking on the situation of the land, the new county magistrate finally arrived. What a great show of extravagance! The broken carriages were filled with things. The broken animals pulling the carriages did not even have a sack of dung behind them. They just pulled the carriages along the way. This county magistrate did not have anyone backing him. He had also passed the imperial examination in the past. Back then his family was poor and he finally made it. In the end, when he saw that other people's families were rich, he had some ideas and made his own family's living conditions not bad. He was originally a county magistrate in a lower county. Later, when he reached Kaiyuan, he thought that he could be promoted. In the end, after that examination, he returned to a lower county. He still did not pass the examination this year. Just as he thought that the imperial court would remove him, he did not expect to be sent to a middle county. Furthermore, it was a middle county not far from Luoyang. This made him feel that his luck had turned for the better. He brought everything with him and rushed from the distant lower county to Baoxin County. "Master, the county seat of Baoxin County is in front. Look at the wall." The new county magistrate's housekeeper waited for the procession to arrive outside the county seat before speaking to his master. This housekeeper was not bad. He was upright, and he was neither fat nor thin. He gave people the feeling that he had a righteous face. If he had not been called Hibaki by the people who had followed his master in the past, people would have thought that he was a good person. The new county magistrate's surname was also He. The housekeeper followed his surname and was called He Iwei. It was a good name. At this time, he also saw the city walls in front of him. Although it could not be compared to the city walls of the capital, it was still much better than the places he had stayed in before. Hearing the housekeeper's words, a smile appeared on his face. He walked forward with his big belly and said, "In the future, this will be our place. Find out more about the merchants in the county." "Yes, master. I will go and find out." "Master, do you think you will be troubled by your subordinates when you take up the post?" The housekeeper carefully reminded him. He had seen this kind of thing many times. Back when his master was in the county, he was only an official. The main reason was that his ranking in the examination was too low. But so what? Through his connections with others, his master gradually got rid of the original registrar. Then, he worked with the deputy county magistrate to get rid of the county magistrate. In the end, he became the county magistrate. The deputy county magistrate also went back home to farm. In terms of means, it was estimated that no one was a match for his master. Moreover, he dealt with people of a lower level with a higher level. He Iwei smiled confidently. "What? Do you think there is still someone who can deal with me? Who would come to Zhong County to be an official if they are really capable? Go and tell the county that your master is here." "Master is right. I will arrange for someone to go." The housekeeper found 2 people. After a few words of instructions, the 2 people rode the 2 broken horses to the yamen. As a result, when the 2 people just arrived at the main street, they were stopped. A yeoman runner waved the stick in his hand and shouted, "Who is it? How dare you ride a horse in the middle of the street? Come down." The two people did not shout for an urgent report. Naturally, they could not be allowed to run like this. What if they bumped into someone? In the past, no one was an official. But it was different now. "I am the family of the new county magistrate. Why don't you quickly report? Move aside." The person on the horse just stopped but did not get down. He sat on the horse and said arrogantly, Chapter 667. The two people who came to report the news were both poked down by the runner with a stick. The runner did not doubt the words of the two people. The new county magistrate might really come, but so what? Was the county magistrate more powerful than the deputy county magistrate? Although the rank of dereliction of duty was high, in terms of rank, the deputy county magistrate was secondary class too. How could a 10-year-old girl become an official at such a young age? "Do you know you are wrong?" After the two people were thrown to the ground, the runner asked happily. It felt good to beat the family of the new county magistrate. It was unknown what the runner was thinking. Anyway, he was happy and felt that the weather was warm and comfortable. "You dare to beat us? I think you don't want to live anymore." "We are." "I know. You are the new county magistrate's people. But he hasn't taken office yet. Wait until he takes office. Tell me what's the matter." Without waiting for the person on the ground to finish his words, the runner continued his words and finally asked the purpose of coming here. "My master is outside. Why don't you go and welcome him?" "Wait, I remember what you look like." The person on the ground sat up and threatened the runner. "If I had known, I would have stabbed your eyes just now. I asked you to remember. It's good that you are here. Wait, I will go back to report and find someone to welcome you. You go back first. If you run again, we will beat you." The runner could bully people in the past, but now there was no chance. He finally found a chance. He told the two people and hurried back to the yamen. He said to Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan, "My lords, the new county magistrate is here. He is waiting outside for us to welcome him." "I don't have time. When I came here, I left by myself. He is waiting outside. How much time will it take me to welcome him?" "Go find County Magistrate Ma. If you want to go, you can go." Wang Wan did not care about the new county magistrate. This county magistrate belonged to her and Xiao Bao. Only the two of them had the final say. If they went to welcome him, it would make the new county magistrate very happy. Especially Xiao Bao, who was Gao Lisher's godson. His father was still a high-ranking official in Luoyang. He was still thinking about the arrangements after the spring plowing. Who would compensate for the delay? The yamen runner knew that this would be the case, so he replied, "Yes, I will ask County Magistrate Ma to go over. I just beat up the new county magistrate's men. They rode their horses on the street and threatened me. Should I not go over?" "Go, he hasn't taken office yet, so he can't do anything to you. Even if he takes office, he won't do anything to you. Remember to take a good look and tell me when you come back." Good job. I haven't ridden a horse yet, so what are they?" Wang Wan didn't care about such a small matter. After saying that, she continued to think about the future government affairs. The yamen runner happily found County Magistrate Ma. When County Magistrate Ma heard that the new county magistrate's family actually did this, he silently mourned for the new county magistrate. He had not done anything yet, but he fell ill as soon as they met. Didn't the newcomer want to figure it out first? After putting on his clothes, County Magistrate Ma walked out with the two of them. He wanted to see what kind of person the new county magistrate was. He Wei was anxious waiting outside. There were many people coming in and out who looked at him strangely, which made him very uncomfortable. After waiting for half an hour, County Magistrate Ma finally came. Seeing that there were only 3 people, He Wei felt very embarrassed. He stared at them with his eyes wide open. When he saw that it was a county magistrate, He felt a little better, but that was all. The housekeeper next to him asked in a low voice, "Master, something is wrong. Why is there only a county magistrate and a yeoman runner? The other one should be a servant. Where are the other officials in their county?" "What do you mean by their county?" "This is our county. The other officials may look down on me. Don't worry. After I take office, I will let them know how powerful I am." He Iwei suppressed the anger in his heart. When County Magistrate Ma came closer, he immediately put on a smiling face. He took 2 steps forward and said, "Are you County Magistrate Ma? I am here to congratulate County Magistrate Ma first. I am sorry that I am late and delayed your appointment." "It doesn't matter. Who is the County Magistrate? Follow me in so that we can hand over the documents later. Some of the accounts are too messy. Please excuse us," County Magistrate Ma said to Hiiwei with a smile on his face. "Understood. County Magistrate Ma, please." How could Hiiwei not understand the meaning behind his words? He replied with a smile and followed County Magistrate Ma into the city. The people did not deliberately give way, which made Hiiwei very confused. No matter what, County Magistrate Ma was the leader of the county. Why were the people not afraid? No one even greeted him. The housekeeper next to him helped the master ask, "County Magistrate Ma, is the county busy? I see that the people are coming and going in a hurry. No other officials have shown up." "Oh, busy, really busy. Moreover, I have been sick these days. It is time for the spring plowing. Others really can't find time." County Magistrate Ma thought that the new county magistrate knew more and had the ability to deal with the 2 children. Therefore, he waited outside for others to welcome him. Now that he saw him, he finally understood that he did not know anything. Such a person still wanted to have a good life in the future. He must be dreaming. In the past few days, he had also sent people to ask about the 2 children in detail. Other than the identity of the eldest child of the Zhang and Wang families, one of whom was involved in the economic war, and the other of whom led an army to the point that the Tubo people didn't dare to fight back, the other boy was actually Gao Lisher's godson. Both of them had a plate and could enter the palace at any time. The little girl could even go to the imperial harem when she had nothing to do. How big of a face did they have? The message from the higher-ups was that no matter what, they could not offend the 2 children. Otherwise, no one could protect them. It was said that the emperor hung the portraits of the 2 children on the wall in the palace. Last time, the 2 children entered the palace to cook for the emperor. The emperor did not need anyone to test the poison. The dishes cooked by the people in the imperial kitchen had to be tested for poison first. The dishes cooked by the 2 little fellows were not tested. This was probably the first time since the emperor ascended the throne that he had done this. Even if the 2 little fellows killed her and reported it to the emperor, he would probably just say that the 2 children were still young and didn't know anything. Yes, the newcomer really did not know anything. Just wait to be taken advantage of. County Magistrate Ma did not want to say more to him. If he had known this would happen, he would not have come to welcome him. What if he offended the 2 children in the future and implicated him? County Magistrate Ma had let the 2 children investigate his account again and again. Many of the evidence of his crimes had been found. However, they did not care about him. Yes, they did not care. Although they were children, they were really good at handling government affairs. They were much better than County Magistrate Ma when he was young. County Magistrate Ma kept thinking along the way. He did not say anything. Hiiwei also kept silent, but his eyes were carefully looking at the things on the road. As they walked, they arrived at the Fengwu Pavilion. Hiiwei's eyes lit up. Beautiful, a good place. Looking at the situation, this restaurant should be good. He could get benefits from it in the future. County Magistrate Ma probably knew what Hiiwei was thinking. He said at this time, "County Magistrate this Fengwu Pavilion is not bad. It is the best restaurant in the county. It is just that I am not willing to come here. They do not accept credit. If I come here I have to pay. But there is an advantage here, that is, you can exchange for gold and silver. Even if you want to exchange for gold, you can't do it in other places in the county. You can barely spend money, but you can't even think about gold. They do not accept money. The food in this restaurant is also very good. If you have a chance in the future, you can come and try it. The layout of the courtyard is also extraordinary. Except for the two big restaurants, sea and clouds, and between the clouds and the water, there are few other places that can compare to this. County Magistrate Ma did not have it easy. He kindly reminded him, which meant, "Don't touch this place. You can't afford to touch it." Of course, it was not that everyone could not afford to touch it. It was not a problem to take away his two little guys. But when the Fengwu Pavilion came back, as soon as the little girl mentioned the matter of money, they immediately gave him 500 strings of coins. He Wei understood but felt very regretful. It was not easy to find a place to get money, but it turned out that there was a big backer behind it. Could even be exchanged for gold. It had to be at least a marquee residence. Ordinary places did not need gold at all. He looked behind and saw a small building that was not bad. He asked, "County Magistrate Ma, is that building also yours?" "Yes, they are all from the Fengwu Pavilion. However, the courtyard where the small building is located has been used for a long time. The Fengwu Pavilion said a few days ago that even if the people who live there leave, the courtyard will not be open to the public. It has been kept for the people who live there. I heard that the officials in the county are related to it." County Magistrate Ma could only remind him to this extent before he said that it was impossible. Could it be that there are crouching tigers and hidden dragons in Baoxing County? He Wei did not say that for nothing. At least he understood the meaning of County Magistrate Ma's words. There were people in the yamen who were not to be offended. Along the way, he knew that there were two people who could not be offended. One was the Fengwu Pavilion, and the other was someone. As for who it was, he had to find out. Walking forward, they arrived at the yamen of Baoxing County. Different from what He Wei had imagined, there was only a yamen runner at the entrance. Yes, there was a bench. Since when could yamen runners sit on benches and stand at the entrance? Looking at the drum, there was a new drum with steps to go up. Standing on different steps, one could reach a different position. Even if a child wanted to play the drum, it would be fine. There was also a small hammer on the shelf at the side. The entrance was newly painted, and there were many flower pots on both sides of the entrance. There were small trees and flowers that were about to bloom in them. It did look comfortable, but who would build a yamen like this? Especially that door. Why was there a big rabbit painted on it? Wasn't that something for children to play with? County Magistrate Ma, this rabbit. He Wei pointed at the door and asked, "Oh, a rabbit. Isn't it cute?" Deputy County Magistrate Cuckoo painted it herself. People also like to see it. I was thinking of raising a few more when I moved to another place. County Magistrate Ma was also very helpless about this pair of rabbits. If it were not for them, he would have been impeached. Was the entrance of the yamen a place for them to draw rabbits? Unfortunately, he could only acknowledge them. If he wanted to please them, he had to raise them. He Wei was also a little confused. He wondered if there was something wrong with this Baoxing County. After thinking for a while, he decided to go in from the front door and take a look. As soon as he walked in, he saw two children sitting in the hall, whispering to each other. He didn't know what they were doing. County Magistrate Ma knew that although they were only two children, they were invincible when they were together. Many government decrees were sent out under such circumstances. Not to mention other things, the county didn't have to worry about the shortage of water this year at all. Many commoners were willing to make some delicious food and send it over. Even if the two little fellows pushed it back and treated it as a gift, it couldn't stop the commoners from coming over to take a look. Right now, there was an old man sitting in the hall with nothing to do, drinking the good tea that the two little fellows brought. He just watched with a smile on his face. Yes, the two children were good-looking. The more he looked at them, the more he wanted to look at them. But they were officials. How could he do this? County Magistrate Ma was immersed in his own helplessness. He Wei didn't dare to enter, afraid that he would enter the wrong place. Who were the two children? After a while, County Magistrate Ma saw that Wang Wan and Zhang Xiaobao were still discussing matters. He said to He Wei, "These two people, one is Wang Wan, the deputy county magistrate. The other is Zhang Xiaobao, the county registrar. In the future, if you have any matters, discuss with them." Just discuss. This time, He Wei didn't understand anything else. He looked at the two children sitting there in a daze. He couldn't connect them with the deputy county magistrate and the registrar. At this moment, the sound of a drum could be heard. He turned around and saw a good-looking woman holding a child in her arms and banging the drum with her head. "Who's the drum? Bring her in." A voice came from the hall. The bailiff who was dozing off just now jumped up and led the woman in. He Wei's eyes were fixed on the woman. The more he looked at her, the more he felt that she was attractive. Although she wasn't dressed well and her face was dirty, her figure and face were good. Coincidentally, the two of them came close. He Wei thought that his opportunity had come. He revealed a charming smile and said to the woman, "Young lady, what's the matter? I'm the new county magistrate of Baoxin County. You can tell me. You go to the side." The bailiff stretched out his hand and pushed He Wei. He said to the woman holding the child, "Quick, if there's anything, you can find our cuckoo." "Yes, thank you, bailiff. Cuckoo Xiaoqiao is sick. The doctor told us to prepare for her funeral." "Oh." The woman nodded. When she looked at Wang Wan who was walking over, she couldn't control her tears and handed the child in front of Wang Wan. She has a fever so hot. Xiaobao, go call the doctor. Ching'er ice pack, hurry up." Why is she sick?" "Sister, sit down and wait. Don't worry, it's fine." Wang Wan stretched out her hand and touched the child's forehead. She immediately knew that she had a fever, but she didn't know what illness it was. While looking for a doctor, she asked someone to get the ice pack and comforted the woman. The woman put all her hopes on Wang Wan. She knew the identity of the two people. When it came to doctors in the Tang dynasty, other than the imperial palace, there were only the two families. If the two families couldn't do it, then it was completely over. Others said that the Dei Medical School had the best medical skills in the world. They could even save people who were about to die. At this time, He Wei came over again and said with a smile, "Young lady, I also have a doctor at home. Why don't you take a look at the child? You go to the side." Wang Wan was worried about the child. When she saw someone coming over, she didn't give him a good face and directly drove him away. "Do you know who I am?" He Wei turned to Wang Wan and asked unhappily. Wang Wan answered him with a side kick. When the big face came into contact with the sole of the shoe, the big face lost. He Wei's nose was broken. He didn't know where this little girl got her strength. He took a few steps back and was supported by County Magistrate Ma. "County Magistrate He, follow me to the back and watch." County Magistrate Ma took out a handkerchief and covered He Wei's nose. He Wei was not convinced. He muttered, "County Magistrate Ma, she dared to hit me. You don't. Follow me to the back and watch." County Magistrate Ma emphasized and pulled He Wei out. He thought to himself, "She hit you. Do you know how many lives she has taken? If you continue to move forward, it won't be as simple as being beaten." The doctor and the ice pack came at the same time. The doctor who could follow Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan was naturally not an ordinary person. He took the ice pack and put it on the child's forehead. He freed one hand and held the child's arm. After a few breaths he said to Wang Wan, "Young lady, don't worry. It's okay. Can be cured. I'll take it back." "Thank you, sister. Wait for a while. If Dr. Qi says it can be cured, then it can be cured. Dr. Qi treated me and Xiaobao." Wang Wan thanked the doctor for his hard work and then said to the woman. The woman held Cuckoo in her arms and cried, "Thank you, Cuckoo. Nothing can happen to Xiaoqiao." Otherwise, I don't want to live. Wang Wan pushed away the weapon on her body and struggled to get out. She gasped for breath and said to the woman, "Sister, just wait. Xiao Chao may stay in the yamen for a few days. Sister, you don't have to worry about the medical fees. The treatment of the child doesn't cost money." The woman was still sobbing in a low voice, but she calmed down. She also knew that since the doctor who treated Cuckoo and Xiao Bao was definitely not like the doctors outside, Xiao Chao could be saved. The medical skills of the medical school were really good. The doctors outside were all quacks. Who said that they had to prepare for the funeral? Why could they cure her? God, he finally opened his eyes and sent Xiao Bao and Cuckoo here. Wang Wan didn't know what the woman was thinking. She turned to look at the person who came to join in the fun and asked, "What are you doing? County Magistrate Ma, did he come with you?" "No, yes, he is the new county magistrate. County Magistrate He Wei, is the child all right?" County Magistrate Ma didn't know whether to admit or deny because he was too stressed. Wang Wan glanced at He Wei indifferently. "Oh, the new county magistrate. County Magistrate Ma, you can take him to the handover. The little brother is all right. Dr. Chi's medical skills are not bad." Yes, the handover is not bad." County Magistrate Ma nodded and took He Wei to another side. When they left the door, he let out a sigh of relief. At the same time, he had a deeper understanding of the family of the two little guys. Was it not bad? Didn't he hear what the woman said just now? Other doctors were asked to prepare for the funeral, but nothing happened when they came here. No wonder so many officials protected them and saved their lives at the critical moment. He Wei was frightened by what happened just now. He didn't understand why County Magistrate Ma was afraid of a little girl. He felt that this little girl was the county magistrate. Following County Magistrate Ma to the backyard, He Wei finally couldn't help but ask, "County Magistrate Ma, why did you treat that girl just now?" "Oh, County Magistrate you're talking about this. Don't you think that girl is pretty?" County Magistrate Ma couldn't tell the truth. "Pretty, from what you said, she is indeed pretty. She's already like this now. When she grows up, she will definitely be a great beauty." "Don't tell me that, County Magistrate Ma." He Wei showed an expression that all men knew. His words scared County Magistrate Ma. He looked around and shook his head. No, it's not what County Magistrate he thinks. That girl is the future wife of the person called Xiao Bao. Xiao Bao is smart and will definitely be a high official in the future. County Magistrate Ma expressed very clearly. He meant that he was worried that when Xiao Bao became a high official, he would think of someone who disrespected Cuckoo and take revenge. He just didn't say it out loud. In fact, he was already a high official now. If he wanted real power, he only needed to send a letter to the capital and Gao Lisher would arrange it. He Wei thought for a while and suddenly found a problem. He asked, "County Magistrate Ma, can you tell me the truth? How did these two little guys become officials? They look like they are only 12 or 13 years old. Even if they are a 9th rank official, it's not that easy to become a 9th rank official." County Magistrate don't ask anymore. I don't dare to say. Go and find out for yourself. Remember my words and be very careful. Don't think of yourself as a county magistrate. That's all I can do. My heart hurts again. Later I will have someone send the account books to County Magistrate He. As County Magistrate Ma was talking, he saw a servant of the family who was about to leave. He couldn't guarantee that his people would be so loyal. As long as Cuckoo smiled at people, they would be scared to death or say anything. Watching County Magistrate Ma leave, He Wei finally found that something was wrong. He muttered, "The two kids are very powerful. Their family is very powerful. Seems that I have to be careful. Be careful and don't cause trouble. I hope that girl won't remember what happened just now." Half an hour later, while He Wei was still checking the account books with his people, the woman's child, Xiao Chao, had already cooled down. Although it was still 38 degrees, it was much better than when he came. There were ice packs under his arms and on his forehead. There were many needles on his body, and his little feet were connected to a bottle of saline that had just been developed. There was only saline and no other medicine, so he was sleeping peacefully. The maidservant carefully wiped Xiao Cao's body with cotton balls dipped in liquor. The woman sat at the side and looked at her son with a relieved smile. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan watched from a distance. Xiaobao, what is Li Longji thinking? He sent a stupid official over. Wang Wan wiped the bottom of her shoes with all her strength. Earlier it was stained with blood, so she didn't kick it properly. They are at different levels. He might think that he is very experienced as an official, but he doesn't know that is not the way to be an official. Li Longji wants us to educate him, not kill him. It's quite difficult. I think that his stomach is not qualified. Zhang Xiaobao passed Wang Wan some water and asked her to use it to wipe. Then what do you think we should do? Wang Wan asked as she continued to wipe. Zhang Xiaobao thought for a moment and said, "Give him some trouble and let him experience more things. Maybe he will change. Educating people is the most difficult thing." Okay, you think of a way to give him trouble. I still have government affairs to deal with. Okay, I have nothing to do anyway. Chapter 668. The arrival of the new county magistrate made a ripple in the peaceful Baoxin County. It was just a ripple. The main reason was that He Yiwei had too many family members. He had a large number of wives and concubines. There were also many servants. The residents of the county magistrate in Baoxin County could not accommodate all of them. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan saw it and expressed their understanding. Their family members had a larger group, but they did not have so many wives and concubines. The two of them continued to do their own things. County Magistrate Ma survived the last stage and could finally leave. He happily packed his luggage and followed his family to the prefectural city to take up his post. After the arrival of the new county magistrate, He Yiwei was very low-key for 5 consecutive days. When he took over the post, he knew that he was short of money, but he still admitted that he had received the money according to the account. Then he had a minor illness. He said that he would have a headache when he looked at the official documents and needed to rest for a while. Xiaobao, it seems that He Yiwei is not so stupid. Not only does he not care about the affairs of the county, but he also takes time to have a meal at the Fengwu Pavilion every day. Maybe he did not understand the situation when he came, but now he understands. Wang Wan was already very comfortable in her role as the county deputy. She was in charge of all matters in the county. She had specially arranged for someone to renovate a room to store the files. According to her previous work habits, every aspect of the files was filed and numbered. She even made an index of the files. It was much more standardized than before. Zhang Xiaobao also cooperated with Wang Wan to record the data. He also drew various tables according to the way the government used to do statistics. 1 table plus 2 tables equals 3 tables. There were the data of the items, expenses, income, notes, and so on. It seemed that there were too many tables, but it was very convenient when used in real life. Could control the error rate to 0.5%. Seeing that Wang Wan mentioned He Yiwei, Zhang Xiaobao thought for a while and said, "Li Longji did not mean to do anything to He Yiwei. Of course, if he wants to find trouble, we will deal with him. Li Longji wants us to help promote the officials. Suppressing him is not the purpose. Let me give you an idea. Don't let him be idle." On this day, He Yiwei woke up early in the morning. After freshening up, he wanted to go to Fengwu Pavilion to stay for half a day, but Wang Wan found him. "County Magistrate I have something to discuss with you. I'm going to show the county's financial statement in the form of a map and post it on the bulletin board outside the yamen. Then, I'll find someone to explain to the people who don't understand how much money the county has and what it spends on." Good, that's good. Cuckoo, do as you see fit. I've been feeling a little unwell recently, so I'll have to trouble you, Cuckoo. He Yiwei smiled at Wang Wan. Wang Wan looked at He Yiwei's stomach and felt that he should lose some weight. Li Longji would not be satisfied with his current appearance. Seeing that He Yiwei still wanted to hide, she said, "County Magistrate He, since we are going to explain to the people, we should let the most prestigious person in the county do it. Why don't you do it?" Good, that's good. Ku, you post it and I'll explain to the people. Then I'll go back and fill in the gaps in the treasury. He Yiwei was still easy to talk to. At this time, he had returned to being a petty official who did not provoke others. He finally asked people to inquire about the identity of the two children under the county magistrate from the mouth of the common people. He, who had climbed up step by step, was not stupid. He knew that Xiao Bao and Cuckoo were above the law. He didn't want to cause trouble and just had to get through it. Wasn't it just standing outside and explaining to the people? If he wanted to survive in the officialdom, he had to endure all kinds of grievances. Wang Wan didn't care whether He Yiwei had really thought it through and was willing to take the initiative to do things for the people, or if he was going to wait until she and Xiao Bao left. Anyway, as long as he did it, there was a high chance that he would be educated in the end. After making arrangements, she went to do other things. She ordered people to post Zhang Xiaobao's drawing on the notice board outside the yamen. He Yiwei was really good at enduring. When he saw the drawing posted, he asked about the relevant situation and asked his family to pay for the money in the account with County Magistrate Ma. He then stood outside and explained to the people. It was the first time that the people had seen such a thing. They surrounded the notice board and listened to the new county magistrate talk about how much land there was in the county, how much land was in the fields, how much was left in the yamen, what was the use of the money, where the money came from, what contributions the people had made in the process, and so on. The simple people didn't feel that it was shameful for a county magistrate to explain in person. In the past, they didn't know about such things. Today, they learned that they also contributed a part of the money that the yamen earned. What I mean is that Baoxin County doesn't belong to me alone. It belongs to everyone. Everyone's efforts made the yamen have more money. Takes from the people and uses it for the people. There will be money to support the areas in the county that need it. I will stop here today. There will be a new drawing tomorrow. He Yiwei spoke intermittently for 4 hours. He was so tired that he was sweating all over. In the end, he summarized according to Wang Wan's writing. He cupped his hands and bowed to the people around him. After that, he wiped the sweat on his face and turned to go home to rest. He didn't want to go to the Fengwu Pavilion. The moment he turned around, someone in the crowd shouted, "County Magistrate He is a good official. I brought tea for County Magistrate He. County Magistrate He, please have a drink." As the voice sounded, a person squeezed through the crowd with a teapot in one hand and a big bowl in the other. He Yiwei didn't expect that someone would bring tea for him. Just as he was worried that someone wanted to poison him, he turned his head and saw that it was the deputy manager of the Fengwu Pavilion. He was relieved. Under the praise of the people, he drank a big bowl of tea and wiped the sweat on his forehead. When the breeze blew, he suddenly had a different feeling. It was very comfortable, but he couldn't explain it clearly. At a high place nearby, Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan were really watching with binoculars. "Xiaobao, your plan will probably succeed. I don't believe that he has a heart of stone. After you finish explaining all the forms, let him continue to work." Wang Wan felt a sense of accomplishment. It was easy to deal with a person, but it was very difficult to change a person. What she was doing now was to change He Yiwei and return Li Longji a good county magistrate. After drinking a bowl of tea, He Yiwei felt much more comfortable. He bowed to the people again and turned around to go home. He lay on the couch and felt very conflicted. On the one hand, he felt that he was in a good mood today. On the other hand, he felt that Wang Wan was deliberately making things difficult for him. He tossed and turned, unable to sleep. The next day he came to the new map and continued to explain to the people. On this day, a letter was sent from Luoyang. It was written by Zhang Shua and invited Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan to join Jixin Courtyard. They were there in name and didn't need to participate in the history revision. Cuckoo, it seems that little Li is preparing to perform a pilgrimage. Zhang Xiaobao had heard Wang Wan mention a certain period of history. Some had changed while some were still continuing. Yes, the economy is prosperous, the country is stable, and the people are happy. It's time to perform a pilgrimage. Wang Wan threw the letter aside and said, "The people are really happy. All right then. Li Yi, does Zhang Shua want us to help him come up with ideas?" Zhang Xiaobao couldn't say anything else. He could only admit that it was a political necessity. Wang Wan lowered her head and looked at the tips of her shoes. After some thought she said, "Xiaobao, we need to give Li Longji some trouble. We need to let him know how big the world is and that he shouldn't think that he's that powerful. Many people say that he has been fond of grandiose achievements ever since his pilgrimage. I'm not sure if it's true or not, but we need to take precautions." It's the same. All leaders are the same. When they reach a certain level, they start to like singing praises. What trouble should we find? I need to think about it carefully. After Zhang Xiaobao finished speaking, he went to the backyard to think of ways to make Li Longji feel threatened. Whether it was internally or externally, he had to think of ways to make Li Longji feel insignificant. 3 days passed. As expected, Zhang Shua followed up with another letter. He asked for Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan's help in perfecting the pilgrimage. Wang Wan immediately wrote a letter back to Zhang Shua based on what happened in history. If Zhang Shua didn't follow the letter, it would change a little. If he followed the letter, it would be normal. "Xiaobao, have you thought of a way? Can we change history?" Wang Wan asked Zhang Xiaobao after she finished writing the letter. "We've already changed history. The pilgrimage isn't important. At least it's brought forward. Even if it's not brought forward, it's fine. I'll write a letter to Lu Zhou. I have to influence little Li internally. I haven't thought about the external matters yet. He Wei should be done, right? It's time to arrange something new for him." Zhang Xiaobao firmly believed that he and Cuckoo could continue the prosperous era. "All right, I'll look for him first thing in the morning." Wang Wan was only asking casually. She was not worried about not being able to control the situation. Early the next morning, when He Wei was about to look for Wang Wan to clarify what he was going to say today, Wang Wan came to him first and said, "County Magistrate He, something happened during the spring plowing in Shangniu village. Why don't we go and have a look today?" "All right, that's good. Let's go and have a look," He Wei said in his signature manner. Hence, the group of more than 40 people rode to Shangniu village. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan brought 6 people with them. 4 of them were guards sent by Gao Lisher while the other 2 were farmers. As soon as they set out, He Wei finally saw the carriage of the 2 children and the servants' horses. The horses were all military horses. At first glance, the carriage looked like it was painted red. However, upon closer inspection, it was actually made of Phoebe Jiannan wood. There was no paint on the outside and it was natural. "Master, their carriage is better than ours," the housekeeper said to He Wei, who was sitting in the carriage. "I see. They are richer than us. You know how rich between the clouds and the water is. Do you think I can rob them? Be careful on the road to avoid being schemed against." He Wei was worried that Wang Wan and Zhang Xiaobao would find trouble with him again. He was very vigilant. "I understand," the housekeeper replied and also became vigilant. Shangniu village was not far from the county. The group of people walked on the bumpy road. After an hour, they finally arrived at their destination. As soon as they got off the carriage, they saw 2 people in front of them pulling the people working in the field and saying something. Wang Wan glanced at Zhang Xiaobao. Zhang Xiaobao shook his head and said, "I didn't arrange it." Chapter 669. He Wei also saw the 2 people in front of him. He thought that Wang Wan and Xiao Bao were deliberately scheming against him, so he didn't immediately go over. Instead, he looked at Wang Wan and Zhang Xiaobao. Seeing that the two were also puzzled, he sent someone over to ask. He also sent the housekeeper over. It didn't take long for the two people to return. They told their families what they had heard and seen. Master, look carefully. One of them is Japanese and the other is from our great Tang. Both of them are from the Huainan Dao's Four Seas Academy. They want to sign a contract with the local people. In the autumn, they want to use money to buy the leftover rice from them. The price they are offering is not low. He Yiwei's housekeeper told the master what he had learned. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan also understood. What do they want the rice straw for? Is it to make fertilizer? Make things to sell? Isn't the Four Seas Academy a place that the imperial court set up to cheat people? If I want to collect the rice straw, what would I do? Yes, I can burn it to ashes and then boil it with alkali, but the cost is too high. It's not worth it. Wang Wan didn't know what to do with the rice straw, but she knew that the more simple-minded it seemed, the more unusual it was. Just like Zhang Xiaobao when he was scheming, he would give people a feeling of a heavenly steed soaring across the sky. Zhang Xiaobao also narrowed his eyes and thought, maybe the international friend wants to help. He knows that the people of this county don't have it easy, so he raised the price to collect the rice straw. Moreover, as long as there is rice straw, he must sell it to them. Otherwise, he will pay 10 times the compensation. It's like forcing others to benefit. Then let's go and take a closer look. Wang Wan saw that Zhang Xiaobao couldn't say anything, so she pulled Zhang Xiaobao forward. He Wei also walked over. He wanted to understand what the Japanese and the Tang were planning to do. Could it be that collecting rice straw could make them rich? Price was too high. A carriage full of ordinary carriages was worth 6 copper coins, and a carriage full of firewood was only worth 5 or 6 copper coins. Could it be that straw was more valuable than firewood? When the three of them approached, 2 people from the Four Seas Academy were currently persuading the farmer. Big brother, don't worry. We will definitely accept this price. We have money. Later today we will go and discuss with the county magistrate. We will first put the money used to collect the straw in the yamen. When the time comes, we will have no choice but to accept it. Your price is too high. I'm scared. The farmer was very honest. If others gave him too much money, he would be even more worried. It's not that high. We need the straw for great use. Usually, a cart can be sold for 3 or 4 copper coins. We want the straw to be very dry. That's why we're paying 6 copper coins. The Japanese explained in a very fluent language. The farmer originally wanted to ask more, but suddenly saw the 3 people coming over. His eyes lit up. He knew them. The county magistrate, the registrar, and the deputy county magistrate actually came together today. He quickly bowed. County magistrate He, deputy Wang, registrar Zhang, you 3 are here. These 2 people said that they want to use the high holidays to collect the straw after this autumn harvest. I don't know if I should agree. After speaking to the 3 people, the farmer turned to the 2 people and said, This is county magistrate He of our county. Just now you said that you want to put the money in the yamen. Ask the county magistrate. As expected, the 2 people looked at He Wei. He Wei was stunned. He wanted to hide at the back, but he was sent to the front by the farmer. He met the 2 people's eyes and coughed reservedly. He said, I am the county magistrate of Baoshin County. Why are you 2 collecting the straw? Your Excellency. Is it really Your Excellency? The Tang person looked carefully and saw that He Yiwei was indeed wearing an official's robe. However, the other 2 children who were also wearing official's robes were too young. Can a county magistrate be fake? If you don't believe me, I will take you 2 back to the yamen. Where are the yamen runners? He Yiwei couldn't discuss the issue of face. When he threatened, the yamen runners immediately responded. They were indeed wearing yamen runners' robes. This time he actually brought 2 yamen runners. The yamen runners were very respectful. Although they knew that the county magistrate didn't have the final say, they still stood out to help. When facing outsiders, internal strife should stop first. Yes. Since Darren is here, we will tell Darren. We want to use the straw to make a profitable business. We can't say it now, but Darren will know when it's done. We are willing to pay 6 copper coins to buy a cart of dry straw and deposit 2,000 strings of coins in the county office. We hope Darren can help us. At this time, the Japanese man came over and said respectfully. There was sincerity in his eyes. Make a lot of money with straw. Wait, let's talk about it after the officials of our county discuss it. Iwei couldn't figure out how to make a lot of money with straw. He asked the 2 people to wait, and then he went to Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan and whispered. Xiaobao, help us. How can we make a lot of money with straw? I know who you are. You are the person behind the economic war in Jiannan Circuit. What do you think? Iwei was very modest. After a few days of understanding, he had already obtained a lot of information, especially the things that happened in Jiannan Circuit. In the war that killed people without spilling blood, it was his own county magistrate, Zhang Xiaobao, who commanded and killed the Tubo people until they lost everything. No wonder County Magistrate Ma was so scared. County Magistrate you are a county magistrate. You can't just rely on exploiting the common people without accomplishing anything. You have to act like a county magistrate and make the decision. If something happens, come to me in Kuku. Don't be afraid. You are an official of the imperial court and the backbone of the common people. You have to act like a parent official. Otherwise, how can you take on great responsibilities in the future? Zhang Xiaobao didn't intend to intervene immediately. Besides, he couldn't see anything right now. Perhaps the other party really did have a way to make straw valuable. There were indeed many ways to use straw. Iwei saw that Zhang Xiaobao pushed the matter back, but was still willing to take responsibility for it. He gritted his teeth and turned back to the 2 people. Good. That's good. When will the 2,000 strings of money be sent to the yamen? When will you be able to work with the local farmers? Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. The 2 people repeatedly expressed their gratitude. They seemed very happy. At this time, Wang Wan said, County Magistrate Shangniu village doesn't have enough manpower for the spring plowing. Why don't we help plant the seedlings? We also know the suffering of the common people. Good. That's good. What else could Iwei say? Let's do it. The 3 of them brought their subordinates into the field to help plant the seedlings. Zhang Xiaobao asked someone to bring the boots to everyone. After putting them on, he jumped into the field to help. Half of the 20 people didn't know how to plant the seedlings and had to learn on the spot. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan, because of their height advantage, planted the seedlings very quickly. Both of them knew how to plant the seedlings. They had zhuangzi at home, so they used to watch from the side of the field. Later on, they personally participated. Iwei, on the other hand, didn't know how to plant the seedlings. Although his family didn't have a good life, he was wholeheartedly studying. His parents didn't let him do the tiring work at home. He followed the example of others. He grabbed a handful of seedlings with one hand and separated 2 to 3 seedlings with the other hand. He pressed them into the water along the line. After pressing the line for less than 10 times, Iwei took a deep breath. It was cold, really cold. He was wearing boots, but it still couldn't stop the cold air from penetrating his body. There was also a bone-piercing feeling in his hands. It traveled up his arms and up his neck. He raised his head and looked at the farmer's bare feet in the water. He gritted his teeth and continued to insert the seedlings. His fingers were rubbed by the mud, and his fingers hurt. Wang Wan and Zhang Xiaobao also felt uncomfortable, but the 2 of them could endure it. They put in 2 after 1 step. Unexpectedly, they were not slower than the farmer. Out of the 4 people sent by Gao Lisher, 2 of them also knew how to do farm work. The other 2 people had to carry the seedlings. 2 of them were carrying the seedlings, one in front and one at the back. walking on the muddy and narrow ridge of the field. It was really slippery. In this field, there was only a man and a 13 to 14-year-old girl working. The two of them were really tired. The girl didn't know why the three highest officials of the county came over. Now that she saw them planting seedlings in the field, she was stunned and didn't know what to do. Officials, the three highest officials in the county were planting seedlings in her family's field. The two best officials were about the same age as her, but they were so skilled. Could it be that she just let them do it? Girl, quickly go home. Let grandma boil the ginger water. The adults' bodies are precious. We can't let them fall sick. The man urged his daughter. I know. The little girl turned around and ran. She didn't even put on the shoes that were placed by the side of the field. After inserting the seedlings, Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan felt their body heat up. They rolled up their trousers and took off their shoes. They began to walk barefoot in the water. It was not that they were not afraid of the cold, but the shoes were too troublesome. The ground was wet, and the mud was sticky to their feet. When there were places with different depths, the shoes would tilt and the water would pour in. When that happened, they would wear the shoes again. After walking 2 ridges, there would be blisters. He Wei still didn't know. He still couldn't bear to take off his boots, so he rolled up his robes to his waist and bent over to insert them. As he inserted them, water started to enter his boots. At first he felt a little uncomfortable, but after Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan inserted 6 ridges and he inserted 1.5 ridges, he finally realized that something was wrong. It hurt. The water had entered his boots and actually rubbed his feet. He took off the shoes and saw that there were blisters. There was a hint of red in the white. The housekeeper beside him came over. Master, why don't you go up and rest? Rest? Can I rest? Do I dare to rest? General Gao's son and daughter-in-law are soaking in the water. You want me to rest? Then it's not a matter of whether I can be an official or not. I have to think about it. We are not alive and we are barefoot. I just found out that Zhang Xiaobao and Cuckoo are not wearing the same thing as us. They are wearing something that directly covers their feet. It looks very thin. He Wei didn't dare to go up. He found a problem. That is, the things that they wear on their feet are different. Some people wear shoes and boots barefoot. Some people use cloth to wrap their feet. He also made something that can be worn on his calves. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan wear another kind of thing. It's not thick, and it can be pulled down easily. It's just above the ankle. What is this? It looks very convenient. Master, what about the blisters on your feet? The housekeeper said worriedly. I will go back and choose. I don't believe that the 2 children can do it, but I can't. It's so cold. He Wei also learned from Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan. He directly stepped into the water and clenched his teeth and continued to insert the seedlings. The others also didn't dare to complain. They could only share the joys and sorrows. Some of the commoners who passed by saw this scene. The 3 highest-ranking officials in the county were helping out in other people's fields. They worked until noon and didn't even eat. You're tuning in to the Whispers of Romance YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.